East Fairmont 28-21 last night, and also Summers County very impressive as they beat Pikeview 36-7.
And Summers County's breaking in a new head coach, so they're really hype about the season and they're ready to get going.
Well, anyway, Independence has made their way on the field. We'll take a break, come back, and give you the starting lineups as you are watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football here on Video Production.
Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best for your work and your adventure.
What's more important to you when buying windows, siding, and doors?
Is it energy savings, cost, quality, warranty, or perhaps color options, low maintenance, service, or financing options?
Or all of the above. Window World offers it all.
We listen to your needs and go above and beyond your expectations. Schedule your free, no obligation, in-home estimate by calling Window World of Beckley today.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General.
Fill the time, don't worry. You got yackers. But you're right, they missed a great intro if they didn't hear that.
We might want to speak on that. So.
Yeah, we might. We will. We'll touch over that again. We welcome you back to Glen Daniel, West Virginia. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry. As at the top of the hour, Independence scheduled to play Liberty. We were just told by the official, Eric, that there was lightning in the area, so the game, instead of kicking off at 7 o'clock, has now been moved to 7:20.
And we need to apologize to our listeners. I think we started out on mute. I'm glad we got that fixed. Maybe that had to do with us.
Well, maybe, but I'll tell you, here's what they've missed. And they missed some really good information. And we were talking about Independence from last year. They were 5-2. They made the playoffs because of COVID, the short season, and they advanced in the first round because the team they played had COVID, so they didn't even count that as a win. They lost against Fairmont 43-15, but that game was much closer than the score indicated. But we talked about, Eric, what they got coming back, and they have 19 of their starting 22 back. They got 9 starters on offense, 10 on defense, and we talked about when you talk about Independence, a well-rounded team, you've got to start with offense. And Atticus Goodson, he rushed for 1,618 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 200 yards a game a year ago.
And as I stated before, Atticus is like the lead singer of this rock band. I mean, they go as he goes. But, every good lead singer needs a great group of backups, and his backup singers are great, and quarterback Logan Phelan, and wide receiver Cyrus Goodson, which is his brother, and very athletic wide receiver Cyrus Goodson, and young Trey Bowers, and Judah Price. It shows a lot of speed. They run a lot of jet sweeps with them. But every great band needs a set of drummers, and the drummers are the big guys up front in the offensive line, which averages 288 pounds across the board.
Both of these teams have a veteran coach for Independence, John Lilly. Of course, he coached it here in West Virginia at Shady, then he coached at Beckley, and now here at Independence, and he's had really success in his time. Well, success in all 3 places, but since being the coach at Independence, here's success.
Yeah, he's rebuilt, the Independence Patriots back in the day, won successfully year in and year out, and he's come over and been a breath of fresh air for the program. And like we talked, there are some people that like football, some people that love football, and some people that live football, and Coach Lilly is that last example.
He lives football, that's for sure. Now, for the home team, Liberty, this is the first game on their new facility. And for the ones watching out there, you can see the big West Virginia logo with the big L. This turf field, they've added stands. They've got them improved, Eric. They got the goalpost. Liberty was a playoff team a year ago, 6-0. They lost a 1-point heartbreaker to Herbert Hoover in the playoffs, 34-33. But Ryan Sims is an outstanding player for Liberty, and really he was their main offensive player returning. He rushed for 612 yards and 9 touchdowns a year ago.
And this guy can do it all. He catches the ball really well out of the backfield, Maris, and look for the Patriots to really try to capitalize on stacking the box and trying to make the new starting quarterback beat them over top.
And one of the things, of course, we've talked about lightning but the factor is definitely the heat. And I think this week has been the hottest week we've had of any time since the fall season practice started back on August the 2nd. It's been so hot this week, but we've had real hot in the day, and we've had these thunderstorms at night.
Well, since we joined forces and are doing these games, I happen to be off the first week of August, and you and I attended Shady practice and Independence practice. And I remember Coach Lilly going, most coaches love the heat, to practice in to get ready, but they don't like this oppressive heat right now. And I think early on conditioning will be a factor. Who doesn't cramp, who stays in the game and mentally, because once you get tired, you start losing the mental side of it, and you jump off sides, you start making mental mistakes.
And no question, in every game, no matter what level, if you're talking the NFL, college, or even high school, if you win the war up front, good things are going to happen, and I think that's going to be the big key. And you mentioned, Eric, that Independence, they average across the front line of 288 yards, or 288 pounds.
Yeah,
rather.
Yeah, they have a lot of beef up front, and I think that's the key to this game. It's most games are won and lost in the trenches, and right now, the size on paper, the size is definitely in Independence favor.
Well, if you're just tuning in and expecting the kickoff, we're right at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock. We were informed by the officials that they did see a streak of lightning about 10 minutes ago. So the rule is you've got to wait 30 minutes. So right now we're told that this game between Independence and Liberty will kick off at 7:20. 7:20 is the projected kickoff time, so really there's nothing that anybody can do. So let me put it to you, Eric. You and I both played. Of course, when I played, we had leather helmets. That's how far back it goes.
Yeah.
You played more recently, even though it's been a while since you played high school. So if you're a player for either one of these teams, and here you are jacked up and you're ready to play the game, and then they tell you you got a delay. Like, what's going through your mind right now if you were the player down there in the locker room? Because both teams that's a rule. They've left the field, they're back in their locker rooms, and it's going to be 20 more minutes before they play.
Well, you're asking a 32-year-old question, Maris, but I'm thinking personally you have to go settle yourself down, because everything in sports, you get your mind right. You got to get jacked up. They're just moments from kickoff, and now you got to go back down. You got to recalm yourself down, because you can become exhausted from your thoughts and thinking this and overthink things. So just settle down, listen to some music maybe, and just get ready to play. Yeah,
just try to stay loose, and I'm sure if you're the coaches, you want to make sure that your players stay hydrated. Like I said, pretty much throughout this week in the Raleigh County region, in the area, Eric, it was up in the high to mid-80s, maybe even tipped off at 90s in some days, but we've had a lot of thunderstorm and rain, and even though there's no sign of rain, we saw that lightning, it's still very hot here tonight.
Yeah, and it's very humid, and I think the heat index probably pushed it up near 95 to 100, and on that field, I guarantee you it's probably 120, on the new turf. And that's one drawback from having turf, but this field looks great, and it looks like a great playing surface. And you can recall the old Liberty Field, the rain that we had 2 days ago, this game will probably be canceled. Yeah,
they probably couldn't play on this field. And the thing about it, Eric, and I think you'll agree, I think playing on turf, I don't think there's no advantage or no disadvantage to either team.
No, these kids are, they go to all these 7-on-7 camps, Maris. They play on this turf, and it speed-wise, both teams have speed, so it should just be evenly matched, and there goes another strike of lightning, so 20 more minutes.
Well, at least 7:30 now, right, Eric? And their boy, big thunder. So opening night is going to be slightly delayed because of the weather, and it was so hot and humid all week. And I know Wednesday night and last night it rained really, really hard, and we had terrible thunderstorms. And we were about 3 or 4 minutes away from kickoff, Eric, and then the lightning, and boy, that lightning, as you were talking, was very close to us up here in the press box, and then that big crack of thunder. But we still got a lot of blue sky here. I don't see any chance of rain.
Yeah, it could be just, in the vicinity, and that's the thing, but safety first.
Always first, especially with these metal bleachers. That they've fixed here. And I was here yesterday preparing for the broadcast, getting things set up with the production people from Video Productions, and just all the work that they've done here at Liberty. This is an amazing field. And, I'll have to tip my hat to the Raleigh County Board of Education, because all 4 high schools in Raleigh County, Eric, and you and I know because we went to the Independence scrimmage when they played Bluefield, and Shady's playing at home tonight. They're opening up on their new field, and Beckley at home tonight as well. And of course, Independence and Beckley had turf fields last year. Liberty and Shady get it this year. But what a difference that really makes to be able to have a practice facility that no matter what the weather is, you can go out here and practice, you can play, unless you have lightning.
And you know what, Maris, one other thing, we had a chance to chat with a couple here in the press box, and it's a community pride thing. Like,
right.
We're going to do a game here tonight. They think Liberty fans probably consider this the best facility. We go to Shady. They're going to consider it the best facility, as well as Independence, and that's a good thing for your community. You have something to be proud of. So hats off to the Raleigh County Board of Education for bringing our kids into the 21st century.
Well, not just that, Eric, and another thing too, the middle schools, because what feeds into your high school program, the middle schools will get to play, and now they're saying 7:30. So we've been told instead of kicking, of course, the original kick was supposed to be 7 o'clock. Then we had lightning and thunder. Then they moved it to 7:20. Now they're saying 7:30. So they're going to have to clear the bleachers because of the metal bleachers. We're at 7:04, so we're scheduled to kick at 7:30. And, Eric, I know you and I can talk a lot of things. That's a lot of time to fill, but I think if anybody can fill the time, you and I can. And for the people out there watching, obviously there's nothing that any of us can do about this. They're scheduled to kick at 7:30. So I know as your football fans, just keep it tuned here to Video Productions, and we'll update you. In the meantime, Eric and I are going to talk a little football. And, Eric, we have talked a little high school, and we'll get into a little more high school of some games going on tonight. And, of course, we'll start with Class AAA and some of the games going on. Will be Ripley will be making the trip to Brook. And Bridgeport and Buchanan-Upshur, that game has been postponed because of COVID. And Parkersburg South Capital, that game from Lately Field has been moved to Parkersburg on Monday night. And
the one thing that we talked about in our pregame meal was, we're still in a pandemic. We're still kind of battling the COVID, and the kids just need to stay positive. I'd love to see them safely get all these games in, and people are reworking schedule. And I think Bluefield,
and Graham.
I mean, that's a border rival there. And, you're missing your 10,000 plus fans would be at that game.
Well, and the thing here, Eric, and I think you'll agree with me, the thing that makes it so bad here, it's not a COVID issue. I mean, nobody can do nothing about the weather, of course, that we're so jacked up. We're ready for our game. We're about 3 minutes to go. You and I as broadcasters, people in the press box, the fans, we got a capacity crowd, people still filing in. We're ready for football, and then all of a sudden, wow, we got like a little bit of a downer because it's going to be another 20, 30 minutes.
And I'm going to blame Chris Fair, sir,
our stat guy?
Our stats guy. Because I remember he said the only thing probably could go wrong is if we had a lightning delay.
I think he did say that at dinner. By the way, we had a great dinner at Giovanni's here in Glendaniel. And if you're down this way at any time, you should stop at Giovanni's Pizza. They'll take excellent care of you. They also have a location in Independence Country up there at Sophia, there at Leicester Square. They have great food. And, boy, we got our bellies full. But you know what? Eric's talking about when we were having our pregame meal. I don't know how much talk was being said. We was too busy eating that pizza, weren't we, partner?
Yeah, that was a great pizza. I think I polished off the last 2 slices because I just didn't want to throw anything away.
Well, we weren't going to leave anything, and we appreciate Giovanni's Pizza for the pregame meal. Thank you very much. But, Eric, also, let's look some other big games going on around the state tonight. Parkersburg is at Huntington, and, of course, when you have 2, you could say metropolitan cities, as far as metropolitan cities go in the state of West Virginia, the 2 hubs, Huntington, as you know, we're Marshall and Parkersburg, big cities. Those 2 big schools hooking up tonight.
Well, you got Huntington, of course. They're probably ranked 1, 2, or 3 in population as far as the AAA schools go. And Parkersburg, that's the city of champions. I think collectively they have the most championships combined of any state school.
Yeah, another big game going on that our video production crew is going to be doing tonight is Cabell Midland and Spring Valley. And, Eric, that could be a preview of a playoff semifinal or even a preview of perhaps the 3A championship.
Yeah, and both teams, I had a chance to read up on that, on Metro News, giving them a plug, I guess. And both coaches have said you got to play sometime, so you might as well start it off. I think their game got postponed maybe last year. No, they're both playoff games got postponed, so they didn't get to move on. They're both loaded, 100-plus players on both sides.
Well,
so
here's the thing, and I think you'd agree with. Like I said, you start off with these two heavyweights, talking about Spring Valley and Cabell Midland. And if you lose that game, then that's obviously gives you something that you can work on because you may see them again on down the road. So obviously you want to win it, but it's not the end of the world if you lose it.
Yes, it's kind of like, Alabama, they always start out heavy, a pretty good heavy hitter because if you lose early, you still have a chance to rebound. And, as far as Cabell Midland goes, I think that didn't they play in the state championship against Martinsburg 2 years ago?
Right, in 2019.
In 2019, correct. And lost to, they would love anything more than get back and, try to avenge that loss with whoever's on the other side.
If you're watching this on video production, I don't know if you can hear that thunder rumbling, but it's starting to rumble. We might be getting maybe a little sprinkle. It's a little cloudy, but we're not going to kick this game off to at least 7:30 because of lightning. And they've got to get everybody out of these bleachers, the metal bleachers. So they've done that here on the near side, which is the home side for Liberty. And I still see a few people on the far side, Independence. But that's the first thing I thought of, Eric, that when you talk about lightning, you're sitting in metal bleachers. I'd be in a running position. I'd be the first guy out.
Hey, it's kind of like if you're out on the golf course and you have the round of your life going on and you're playing with irons, do you scrap it and go in the clubhouse, or do you finish the round, man?
Nobody's got to tell me. I don't have to wait for an announcement. If I'm sitting in the metal bleachers or I'm out on the golf course, which I don't play golf, but if I did what you just said, no one would have to tell me. I'd be in the running position making a beat for the clubhouse and also be getting out of the bleachers here. But, another game, too, South Charleston and Morgantown scheduled for tonight. I think that is a very intriguing game in Class AAA.
Well, South Charleston's probably returning the most of anyone, and they were, proclaimed the state champions last year, with the COVID shortened season. But I'm anxious to see. I know they have a couple of players, a great quarterback. I can't recall his name, sophomore quarterback, and a great running back. So Morgantown will have their hands full tonight. And,
Eric, that's one thing with the shortened season of COVID and not even able to have the Super Six. I really don't think – you don't want to take away from anything that anybody did a year ago. But at the same time, team-wise, I don't know how much of a true reading you can get since everybody wasn't at 100%. Not everybody played the same amount of games, and it was different for everybody.
Yeah, some people got 10 in, some people got 5 in. I mean, it was hard to gauge, but hey, if you win a state championship, you win a state championship, and I don't see South Charleston giving that back. But I would love to see it play out on the field, without cancellations.
Right, that's where everybody wants to see it played. And of course, like we talked before, last year, Independence was able to get 7 games in and go 5-2. Liberty was able to get 6 games and go 6-0, and they both qualified for the playoffs. And both of these teams, Eric, they have the game we got here tonight. They have high expectations for both of these teams that they could return back to the AA playoffs.
Yeah, and Liberty is kind of, like they said, pretty much in the reload, not rebuild. I mean, they have a bunch of young players, but all those players have stepped up. They played great in middle school, and those coaches are Coach Workman's very confident that it will translate into the high school version of the Liberty Raiders.
Well, Eric, if this weather's done anything, we've got a little breeze, so it seems like it's kind of cooled down a little bit. It doesn't seem to be as hot as it was a little bit, but yeah. I think it was so hot because of all of my hot air. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, you definitely filled up the press box talking to everybody up here, but that's part of it, Maris. You're good at what you do. You're good at talking.
Well, yeah, if they pay me by the word, I'd be rich at talking. All right, Eric, we'll talk a little bit of Class AA tonight. Shady, has their home opener. They're playing Tug. First time they've ever played in football. Of course, we'll be at Shady next week for Shady and Nicholas County. But for Shady, they're playing, like I said, the home opener, new turf. They should be excited. Vince Colasorto got a really good team out there, and we're expecting big things from Shady this season.
We had a chance to view them in preseason practice, and we saw they have skill. They have great quarterback in Mans, and they have the backup quarterback, Brady Green, who transferred from Independence back to Shady, he's good. And they're moving him to tight end, so Coach Colacerto is doing a great job of getting your best players out there on the field in some capacity.
As we talked about, the big game in Class AA and one of the biggest games around the region and around the state and even around this part of the country is Bluefield and Graham. That game was postponed on Tuesday because of COVID issues from Graham. And as you mentioned, Eric, down there at Mitchell Stadium, the Battle of the Virginias, of course, Bluefield on the West Virginia side and Graham on the Virginia side. But that normally, attracts a little over 10,000 people.
Yeah, and that has been held as one of the biggest high school tailgating arenas as far as high school football goes. 10,000 strong come out to support both teams, and it's a great atmosphere.
Some of the other local teams, the Oak Hill Red Devils, are playing host tonight. They're playing Nicholas County. That game going on over in Fayette County tonight, Eric.
Yeah, and Oak Hill, they surprised a lot of people on the AAA level last year. I got to see a preview of them on TV, and they have speed, they have size, and they just have to go out and perform.
Greenbrier East will be on the road tonight. They'll be at Point Pleasant, also Polka at Nitro.
And Polka, we'll get a chance to see the Polka Dots. I think in preseason rankings they came in the power rankings at 4, and they'll get to travel to Coal City to play them closely and very interested. And you have to love the all-name team, the Polka Dots. That is the greatest nickname ever.
Right. We'll be there on September the 10th. It'll be Independence and Polk. And, here's the thing, too, about as we talk about Independence in this game, Independence has only 9 games this year, so they're open next week. So I think this for them on the road against a county rival, a team, a playoff team, and a team that beat them a year ago, this makes this game even more important, I think, because Independence, not through their own choosing, that having only 9 games, but their bye week is next week, and then they'll open up at home with Polk in a couple of weeks.
Well, I don't know how you would like having that bye, but coming off this big rivalry game, it could be a good time to really settle your kids down. If you could come out and Independence come out with a big win, your kids are going to be jacked. But that's a week Coach Lilly could take and go, look, we made so many mental mistakes, or we need to fix this and really work on it.
Well, I think the one thing coaches want, they like consistency, and I know that most coaches prefer their bye weeks to be later when they get banged up and, you want to get a little bit more healthy if you're not. But usually you don't like to gear up with all, the 4 weeks of preseason practice, play one game and then shut it down and then have to wait a couple weeks to play.
Yeah, and Coach Lilly spoke on that, but it is what it is when it comes to that. So I know he'll have a game plan, probably go short side scrimmage in the bye week, maybe split it up, have people compete for positions. There's a lot of things you can do to get better for week 3.
Right, and Eric, I think a lot of those things are just mental things. I think a lot of these kids, the way that they work out and condition and get themselves in shape and the way they lift weights and the way they're ready to play, they just really have to grasp the mental part of the game.
Yeah, the mental aspect is key to anything. And, it's part of your football. You hear it all the time, your football IQ. But I know my football IQ is way more advanced now than it was when I was 16, 17 years old. And that just comes with watching and repetition, but it's the teams that are really successful, like your Martinsburgs, your Parkersburgs, your Huntingtons, getting the guys to really buy in and staying focused and really doing the little stuff. That's what wins football games.
Class Single A, game played last night. Summers County was victorious, a home win over Pikeview, 36-7. Yeah,
great win for Summers County, and I think they have a big one coming up next week with Greenbrier West coming to town. And Greenbrier West is at Buffalo, and that could be a playoff heavyweight match right there. That's Buffalo Bison are usually great.
Another game that's a big rivalry, of course, Logan's AA, they're at Single A Man, and that's down in that part of that neck of the woods. That's a huge rivalry.
Yeah, you throw the A's and the B's and the C's out of that when they get together, they're just it's just a rival game, and they go at it.
Looks like we've got a little bit of rain coming, a little bit of mist, which I think is okay for hot as it's been. We're scheduled to start this game. If you're just joining us, this game was supposed to kick at 7 o'clock, and we had lightning and then thunder to follow that. And they said, well, we're going to play at 7:20. Then we got some more lightning. They said 7:30. So I have 7:17 local time, and we're to kick at 7:30. We hope we can get it in. And it was so hot. And Eric, when me and you and Chris made the way down here to Glen Daniel, man, it was like we didn't even use air conditioning. We went the natural way and rolled down the windows. It was so hot, and it was like my car was showing us 88 degrees. And when we had our pregame meal at Giovanni's, how hot it was. We got to the stadium. We were sweating bad up here, but actually it's kind of cooled down. We got a little bit of breeze since we've got just a little bit of rain, just kind of misting a little bit.
Yeah, and a little bit of wind. I don't know. It's blowing in, starting to blow the papers.
Yep.
We have strategically laid out here, Maris.
Yep.
We'll have to get our game reassessed and get our game, back going. But I'm not a weatherman, but it seems like it may be pushing through or blowing by.
Well, we hope that it will be because, obviously everybody's excited. The fans, the players, the coaches, the broadcasters. We're ready for the 2021 high school football season here that you and I are doing on video production. This is the first of 11 games that you and I will be doing. Each week we'll be somewhere covering the Raleigh County team between Liberty, Independence, and Shady, and we're looking forward to that. And we think we've got a good one here, the very first one, as we're just hopefully waiting that the weather is going to pass by and we'll get the game kicked at the bottom of the hour at 7:30. But in the meantime, Eric, we've talked about both of these teams. We've talked a little high school. Now let's switch gears to college football. And, of course, coming up next week, the two state schools, Marshall and West Virginia, both play. And to me, what's ironic is they both play at the same time at 3:30, and they both play in the same general area as Marshall will be at the Naval Academy in Annapolis, and West Virginia will be at College Park against the University of Maryland.
Yeah, both tough road games for both. And I think both teams have a great chance to go on the road and get a victory. And the thing is with Marshall, when you face a team like Navy, it's good to have a whole preseason to prepare for that, the way they run the football. They're consistent. It's what we talked about earlier. They do everything precise. They block. They run the ball, protect the ball. So it's one of those kind of offenses that can wear on your defense if you can't force a fumble or get a 3 and out. So I'm anxious to see how that plays out.
That's right. Navy is so disciplined, and you know what you're going to get from Navy because you could watch a film on Navy from last year in 2020, and then you could watch a film on Navy at 2000 or a film on Navy from 1995, and it's pretty much they're doing the same thing just with different people.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old Nebraska offenses. You knew what Tom Osborne was going to do. So he would line up, run the eye, have a great tailback, a great quarterback, and say, hey, I have bigger linemen than you. I'm going to run right at you. You stop it. But on the flip side, I think this is a pivotal season for Neil Brown. He's been doing real well in his recruiting, signing a few guys with stars beside him. You and I, we don't play in that a little too much, but it's exciting for the fans, to see a 4-star sign or 3-star or whatever. But playing at Maryland, that's a tall task. I think the Lions are probably like a 3.5-point favorite, and I think to get the season rolling right, you need to go in there and whip the Terrapins.
Well, I'll say this, Eric, and I think you'll agree, because certain people in the desert feel that West Virginia is a 3.5-point favorite. I feel more confident that West Virginia will go in and get it done, because back in the summer, I wasn't really sure because I didn't know enough about Maryland, and West Virginia I think has some uncertainties as well. I think if they get better at quarterback, I think you'd agree they're going to have a really good team. They could have a high ceiling, but I really didn't know who would be the favorite. And when I saw West Virginia was the favorite, that makes me think that West Virginia will win that game.
And you touched on two things that, I'm an avid WVU fan. Marshall as well. I watch probably every game.
Right.
And the thing that I think that Neil Brown is working on in the offseason, you got a few transferred starting linemen. You got a kid that played at Spring Valley. It was at Virginia Tech, transferred back home to West Virginia. So he's shoring up his line. He has a great running back in Letty Brown. The guy can flat run. So if you can – that will help the passing game there, where you're not, they're going to try to maybe load the box and then you have some numbers outside. And a lot of it wasn't on Deggy, the quarterback. Wide receivers need to catch the ball. That's the number one thing. If we could if they can, I'm saying if they can catch the ball, I think they'll have a chance to win 7-8 games this year.
Yeah, if you catch it when they throw it to you, that's good, isn't it?
That's the key.
Unless you throw it to the other team, right?
That's right.
And you don't want that. But as we're talking a little college football. In case you're just tuning in or, I guess, looking in, however you may be getting the game, whether you've downloaded it, watching it on your TV, your iPad, however you're getting it on Facebook here, Video Productions. Maris Lowry here with Eric Thomas. Also, we're here with Andrew Bolin, who's producing the game, and also Chris Farish, who's keeping stats. The game was scheduled to kick at 7 o'clock, and we're in a weather delay. They said 7:20, and now perhaps 7:30. It is 7:22, so we'll see if we can get some more information. But while we were talking, Eric, it's still I haven't seen lightning, but I've been hearing the thunder.
Yeah, no strikes of lightning that I've seen. So what I'm going to do is try to get in touch with one of the referees and see what time we're looking at.
See, that shows you how important we are. We can actually text the referee, and they'll actually text us back. How about that? So that's a good thing.
Well, until he goes home and rebroadcasts this, and we say something about one of his calls, and he may delete me then.
Oh, well, the one thing about it, and I say this all the time, and I've been, just like you have, Eric, been watching games on all levels for a long time. Players make plays. Players have to decide the game. Yes, is there some calls here or there, but ultimately it comes down to players have to make plays, and players decide games. And sometimes there are calls that say, wow, what were they looking at? But now with all the replay, I think the officiating in all sports are probably better now than maybe it ever has been.
Yeah, they have the toughest job. As soon as an official walks out on the field, 50% of the people in the stands are mad at him. I remember that guy from 1975. He made that call. You remember that call?
Yeah.
And we lost the game. They don't remember the 30 other plays that could have decided the game.
Right.
And, I must say I might be the world's worst sometimes at doing that. But after I settle down, they have a tough job, and I really appreciate the guys and the job they do.
Well, Eric, it looks like it's good news. People are filing back into the stands. So we'll go ahead and probably take our final break. And it looks like we're going to play at 7:40. We're going to allow the teams to warm up. So we appreciate the official getting back to us. It is 7:24 right now. And if we can get our producer down there.
Hey, our producer's down there
breaking
breaking
down there
bread.
He's
great food up here.
Yeah.
In the press box.
He's down there eating. If we can get him to come down here, I think we'll go ahead and take a break. And then we'll come back. We'll give you the starting lineups. And Eric will give you the Beckley Auto Mall keys to the first half. We're going to get started at 7:40 tonight between Independence and Liberty as you're watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football on Video Production.
Modley's Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Modley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Modley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Modley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
And we welcome you back to Glen Daniel, West Virginia. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, getting you ready for Independence and Liberty. The game was scheduled to kick at 7 o'clock, but because of weather, it's been moved to kicking at 7:40. So we've got a few minutes here. And while we got the time, Eric will give you the starting lineup, the offensive starters for the Independence Patriots. Here's Eric.
Hey, so the visiting Independence Patriots will roll like this, Maris. Starting at center up front is 5'10", 300-pound sophomore Fisher Williams. At the 2 guard positions, you'll have 5'11", 294-pound Grady Grimmett, 6'1", 305 Michael Cheek. And the 2 tackles on the outside will be Aaron Shiflett. He's a 6 foot, 258-pound, which is the smallest lineman on the team, is Aaron Shiflett. And the other tackle was 6'4", 285-pound Logan Isom, and he's a junior as well. The 2 wide receivers on the outside will be Cyrus Goodson, the 6'2", 170-pound junior, and Trey Bowers, the 5'10", 186-pound sophomore. The slot receiver will be Judah Price. You'll see him a lot on the jet sweeps. He's a 5'6", 150-pound junior. And at the quarterback position will be Logan Phelan. He's a man. He's 6'3", 212-pound lefty, starting at the QB position. At the tight end will be Braxton McKinney. He's 6 foot, 218 pounds, and in the backfield, the guy that makes them go was 6'1", 225-pound senior Atticus Goodson.
All right, thank you very much, Eric. Now we'll get the starting lineup for the Liberty Raiders. This is how the Raiders will go offensively. The center will be Jacob Dickens, a 6'3", 241-pound sophomore. The guards are Andrew Petrie, a 6 foot, 185-pound senior, and Evan Johnson, a 6'1", 290-pound senior. The tackles are David Atkins, a 6'3", 230-pound sophomore, and Tommy Goff, a 6 foot, 210-pound sophomore. One wide receiver will be Caleb Atkins, 6'2", 185, and a senior. The other wide receiver, Jordan Petrie, a 5'8", 140-pound senior. Liberty will go with a third wide receiver, and sometimes use him in the slot, Tanner Bellier, a 5'9", 150-pound senior. The running backs are Logan Dodrell, 5'11", 195, and a senior. Of course, Ryan Sims makes him go 5'7", 170, a senior. And the quarterback is Clayton Williams, a 5'10", 185-pound senior. Independence ready to make their way out onto the field. They'll be wearing all white, as you can see on your TV screen when they make their way out, and Liberty will be coming out in all black. And before we have the toss of the coin, we will have keys to the first half, and keys to the first half is brought to you by Beckley Auto Mall. Get the keys to a brand new vehicle. Go out and see Rick Lewis, Chuck Bentley, Mike Earhart, or John Fornash at Beckley GMC, and they'll take excellent care of you. So, Eric, your keys to the first half of tonight's game.
Well, for the visiting Independence Patriots, my 2 first half keys are getting Atticus Goodson going early and often, and loosen up that box a little bit, and then over the top, I want to see what Logan Phelan can do, because Liberty's going to walk an extra man down into the box, and you're going to have a lot of man coverage on the outside, Mayor. So if they can hit some big plays maybe down the field with Cyrus Goodson. Now, on the flip side for Liberty, I think it's ball control. You want to keep the quick strike offense of Independence off the field, so you have to limit your keys with your young offensive line, limit your penalties, play good sound football, don't turn the ball over, and try to stay in the game early.
Independence is into the end zone to our left. I'm not sure you can quite see that on your screen yet, and we're waiting for Liberty to emerge from the locker room. The game is going to kick off here in less than 10 minutes. We were originally scheduled to kick at 7 o'clock, and the weather delay, they said 7:20 and now 7:40. So I have, according to mine, it's got 7:31. So we're a little less than 10 minutes away as the officials are making their way on the field, Eric. But we talked about this, I think, off mic. I don't think we mentioned this on air, but if you are Independence and you win the toss, you want the ball first.
Yeah, definitely. On the road, and what's considered a revenge, it's a rivalry game, but it's also a revenge game because Liberty went to Independence in the Cold City, and they really took it to them. So, for the Battle of the Bell, they would want nothing more than to take the trophy back across town. So I think you put what should be your best position or your best team, which is your offense, on the field and try to take the crowd out early.
Speaking of the crowd, the home crowd waiting for Liberty to our right to emerge out onto the field. And like I said, we're moments away from getting the game underway. We'll have the toss of the coin momentarily and waiting for Liberty to come out. But, Eric, how big is that first drive no matter who has the ball? How big is it? It's the first drive of the season, the first drive here on the new turf. How big is that regardless of who's on offense?
Well, regardless of who's on offense, it's just big. It's a real, both teams are coming out jacked. So on the flip side, if you're Liberty and Independence does win the toss and take it, and if you can force them, maybe not 3 and out, but maybe 2 series and punt, that's a win for your team. And if Independence goes down, they really put the onus and the pressure on Liberty to answer back if they can go down and score quick.
Well, like I said, we had the delay, and it was misting a little bit. It's not raining. Of course, if it does rain, obviously it's not going to mess up the field. I don't even know if it will make it even a little slicker. I doubt that it will. But, Eric, we did have a little breeze, but I don't think the breeze is enough maybe to affect the passing or the kicking game.
No, not at all. The breeze is just enough to give them a little air conditioning, as I think the Liberty Raiders are making their way to the field.
Yep, Liberty to our right. They'll be in all black tonight, the black helmets, the black jerseys, black pants with the white numbers. Of course, Independence are to our left, and they'll be on the sideline across the way at the top of your screen. Independence will be wearing all white. And actually, Eric, I like the new look, Independence all white with the New England Patriot, that logo of the Patriot on their helmet.
Yeah, it's a very clean, fresh look. They really look good. How you look is good. You look good, you play good,
Well, we hope so. That never worked out for me sometimes. I try to look spiffy, but sometimes I didn't play so spiffy. How about that?
Well, in Liberty, on the flip side, they're going to be wearing all black, so we're going to have the white out versus the black out.
Yeah. Like I said, we're the Liberty the home side is right under us here. We're on the near side at the bottom of your screen. On the top of your screen over on the far side will be the Independence bench. And, Eric, you as an alumnus from Independence, I think you have to be pretty pleased with the turnout of the Patriot fans here tonight on the road.
Yeah, they traveled really well. Like I said, a lot of these fans, they've been waiting on this for a while as the Raiders make their way out on the field. And it's good to see these small communities get together to battle on the field.
As Liberty making their way on the field, as you can see, they're coming out to midfield. Like I said, that's such a beautiful logo with the state of West Virginia there in black and the big red L trimmed in white right there at midfield. Liberty getting jacked up. And the officials, I'm sure, will get the captains here in just a minute. We'll have the toss of the coin as we're almost ready to go with this Raleigh County Game of the Week here on Video Productions between Independence and Liberty. Of course, Independence coached by John Lilly and Liberty coached by Mark Workman. So the officials now talking to Liberty head coach, and soon be getting John Lilly. Like I said, Eric will be getting captains to the center of the field for the coin toss.
Yeah, and this is what we've been waiting on. We talked about how the team's going to adjust to doing this. A couple of these refs kind of old. They had to go and put some Bengay on, do a little more stretching to get ready to run up and down this field as well.
Well, you know what I think? I think this beautiful turf makes the officials faster. Does it make them see any better? Well, the fact that they know that Video Productions is here and the extra eye in the sky is on them, I think it will make them be better.
Hey, so what you're saying is they should never be out of position because of this fast turf. They should always be spot on.
That is correct. So we're waiting for the captains to emerge, and like I said, we're going to, because of the weather delay, we're going to be about 40 minutes late, but that's okay. Better late than never to get the game underway. Two Raleigh County rivals, Independence and Liberty. Both teams made the playoffs a year ago, and these two teams played last year. Liberty won that game over at Coal City, beating Independence 36-26. So I'm sure that, if you're Independence and you were on the team last year and you lost to them, yeah, you want revenge. But I think last year is last year, and you're ready to come out and, make your own mark here tonight.
And that's true. You hit the nail on the head right there. I mean, a lot of teams say revenge, but it's a completely different year. Two different teams. It's just a rival game. You just want to go out and get after it.
So you can see the players making their way out to the center of the field, the captains for each team. And we'll be ready to have the toss of the coin and ready to rock and roll here from Glenn Daniel. So we don't mind it being a little late. It was trying to get it in at 7 o'clock, but now it's a little overcast. We've got a nice little breeze. So just settle back in and enjoy some great high school football here on video production. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, and glad to be bringing it to you. Tonight we'll have Chris Farish on stats, and Andrew Bolin will be producing tonight's game. So.
Yeah, the thing is, with this game, Maris, you just noticed when we had a chance to talk about this. Not only are we doing this on Video Productions, but it's the Metro News AA Game of the Week. It's 2 local news stations Game of the Week. So everyone knows the ramifications of this game. It's a big rivalry. So all the cameras are out, and these guys have to be jacked and ready to go.
That's what Friday Night Lights are all about. Everybody's ready to go, and there's 4 captains out there for Liberty. It looks like also 4 for Independence, as you can see there on your screen, and waiting for them to put the coin in the air and see who's going to win the coin toss and see what they'll decide to do, if they want to defer or whoever wins the toss. If they want to kick off, I don't think if you win the toss, you're either going to defer or take the ball. Nobody kicks off, do they, Eric?
No, I don't think it's ever happened at a game I've been at. But
I don't think so that I've been at either.
I think I think in one college game, they asked a question a little backwards, and I think a team ended up
kicking. Somebody confused.
Yeah, got them confused. So it's just pretty simple. Heads or tails, which way you want to kick, which way you want to receive.
It's been a pretty long process, and now they actually have now flipped the coin. Since Independence is the visiting team, they get to call it heads or tails, and I still haven't got an indication, as you're watching as well, as to who's won the toss, and it looks like that Independence has won the toss. They have, and they will elect to receive. So Independence on your TV screen will be working left to right. So,
and it's exactly what we kind of drew up in our pregame. If you're an Independence fan, you want the ball first. You want to put Atticus Goodson, who I think is on the Kennedy Award watch, at least my list. I don't have a vote, but I don't care what level of football you playing, that guy is to be dealt with, and he's a good back, good strong back, great speed.
Well, if you can play, you can play. And in 7 games, he scored 25 touchdowns, so he definitely knows where the end zone is.
Yeah, he has a knack for it. And
yes.
We saw, like as you stated, we saw in the preseason game, Bluefield has a lot of speed. He broke a few long runs against Bluefield. So.
Well, we're ready to get it teed up on the 40-yard line, and Independence now breaking their huddle, as you're seeing. And let's see who the Patriots will have going back deep.
It looks like Trey Bowers, number 1 Trey Bowers, will be back deep. Number 10, Judah Price.
So we're ready to rock and roll. The referee teeing it up right there on the hash. And Independence 2 deep back. Bowers, number 1 on the far side. And Price here on the near side, standing inside their 15-yard line. Crowd is excited. Now they've moved the ball to the near side hash. So Liberty will kick here from the near side hash mark. And we are just about ready to go. I've got 7:39, so in another minute it'll be exactly 7:40, and we get off to a 40-minute delay because of the weather. But as I mentioned, better late than never, and we are ready to roll. As you can see on your TV, on your screen, Independence there receiving the ball all in white. Independence ready to kick it in black. And Dodrell will tee it up here on the near side 40. And it's time to get this game underway and get the 2021 high school football season underway. Dodrell looks. He's set. And we are ready to go. Here comes the kickoff. And it's going to be a short kick. Price takes it. He's up over the 30, and he stumbles, and he's down at the 32-yard line. And Eric, it looked like he could have even a bigger return, but he stumbled, and Independence will set up shop. They'll put him down right at the 32-yard line.
And the line of scrimmage, that's the old turf monster, and, you know, that's what happens a lot when you come out jacked, and he's trying to make a move and just seemingly tripped over his own 2 feet. But Judah's a great little player. Look for him a lot on those jet sweeps, Maris.
So 1st and 10 Independence working left to right. Logan Phelan will bring him out. He'll be the quarterback. The main guy, we've talked about it, Atticus Goodson, number 3. He's the lone setback. They'll work out of the gun with twin receivers here to the near side. And Goodson gets the ball. He's got room. He breaks a tackle. Nice gain as he gets over the 35, and he may pick up 5 or 6 yards on first down.
And there's no secret who was going to touch that ball the first play of the game. 5 quick off the left side, and look for the Patriots to work quick here with some tempo in this gun.
Yeah, they pick up 5 on first down, 2nd and 5. Once again, they're going to go quick, as you mentioned, Eric. Tempo, put a man in motion as they run out of the pistol set. Long snap, or long count rather, and it's a fake. I don't know if that was a busted play. As the quarterback Phelan has to keep it, and not much cooking up inside. I'm not sure. That might have been a busted play.
Yeah, I think he faked right. Atticus went left. But as you can see, I was trying to point it out to you, Maris. They had 8 people in the box. I mean, they're going to stack the box. So look for Logan to maybe check, and the slot is wide open for like a quick pass. And right now they're going cover 0. It's man across the board here.
So Logan Phelan looks at 3rd down, gives the ball to Atticus Goodson. They'll move the pile. That'll be a first down, and he's still going as he crosses the 45, and he gets out. Looks to be about the 47-yard line. Good hard run by Goodson up inside.
And look for them to go tempo here. And Goodson, what leg drive there? You saw him. He carried the defender for a good 3 yards.
They'll put him down at the 47-yard line. That was a pickup of 8 yards on the play. And it'll be the first down of the ball game for the Independence Patriots. Twin receivers, they'll go with an inside handoff. Takes it to the outside. There's a big play. Inside the 40 of Liberty, inside the 30, down inside the 20, down the far sideline. This will go for a touchdown. A touchdown of 53 yards.
And I called it early. I told you often they ran that jet sweep inside to Judah. Judah has great speed, and he's shifty, and he's so small you could barely see him. And when he got into the secondary, he just turned on the jets and took it to the house.
Judah Price, a 5'6", 156-pound junior. As you mentioned, Eric, his speed, and I thought they were going to get him, and he broke it to the outside down the far sideline into the end zone. And Independence on their first possession is on the board, and they lead 6-0. There's a whistle on the extra point, and let's see, might be a false start on the Patriots, Eric.
Yeah, I think they're going to, when they blow it dead like that, it's definitely on the offensive side. And going back to this run, Maris, Judah did a great job late getting into the secondary and setting up his blocks.
So with 10:17 remaining in the first quarter, on the game's first possession, Independence able to break a big one. And it was a nice drive, Eric, all on the ground, 4 plays, 68 yards. And the 53-yard touchdown run by Judah Price gives Independence a 6-0 lead. The penalty was on Independence, so they back them up 5. Here comes the kick. It is up. It looks good, and it is good. And Independence is in front with 10:17 remaining here in the first quarter by the score of 7-0. So, Eric, you had to be really impressed what Independence is able to do right there.
Well, if you're Independence, Coach Lilly, you're real impressed because it was someone other than Atticus, and all that can do. They have weapons. They have Trey Bowers, Judah Price, who I touched on in our pregame. I was real impressed with his speed. If you're fast against Bluefield, you're fast against anyone. So very impressive drive, and we'll look for Liberty to answer.
So Independence, a 4-play, 68-yard drive. They get a 53-yard touchdown run from Judah Price, the PAT good. And with 10:17 remaining in the opening quarter, the Independence Patriots strike first, and they take a 7-0 lead.
So right now, if you're Coach Mark Workman, you're telling your guys, it's just one score, plenty of football to be played. But I think it's imperative to at least get a few first downs on this drive to at least flip the field position. It's a cat and mouse game. You don't have to get it all back on this drive, but it's imperative to get a few first downs.
Well, I think the great point you make that Independence is able to get in the end zone without it being Addison Goodson and hit the home run ball.
Yeah.
Here's the ensuing kickoff, and it's going to be a squibber, a high bouncer inside the 30-yard line. The up man gets it, and it's going to be a nice return, a nice starting field position for Liberty as they're going to have the ball out. Looks to be the 38, maybe 39-yard line. Let's see where they'll put it down at, Eric.
And that kick was all about who was deep for the Liberty Raiders right there. And they're not going to take a chance in kicking the ball to Ryan Sims and letting him affect the game in the kicking game there. So I like the way they did it, and Independence is saying, let's put our 10 defensive starters returning back, and let's see what we can do on the defensive side of the ball.
So it'll be great field position for Liberty on their own 39-yard line as Williams is the center. Clayton Williams working on the shotgun snap, and actually it's a direct snap, and it goes for really no gain. Independence was ready for that.
Yeah, it was a direct snap.
To Logan Dodrell.
Yeah, to Logan Dodrell, and I guess they're going to maybe early on use Sims as a decoy because everybody on Independence side of the ball is real. They're going to load that box with 8 to 9, maybe creep 9 up in there. They're going safety high, probably press coverage on the outside, and they're going to get as many people in the box as they possibly can.
Yeah, the play for no gain, so it'll be 2nd and 10. The play clock getting down to 10 seconds. The game clock at 9:35 for the opening quarter. 7-0 Independence lead. 2nd and 10 on their own 39 for the Liberty Patriots. They'll work, or Liberty Raiders rather. They'll work out of the shotgun, and we've got a referee stopping it, and Liberty's calling a timeout.
And the numbers just not there for Liberty right there. There were 9 people. I counted 9 people in or at the line of scrimmage.
So obviously we'd say maybe a great start for Independence and a shaky start for Liberty here to start the first not quite 3 minutes into the ball game.
And the thing you can equate that to, and we touched on it early on, is their youth. I mean, this is a lot of these guys. They're a few sophomores on the starting offensive line, and it's a big jump from midget league, Pee Wee league to the middle school level, and an even greater jump from middle school to high school. So they just work out the kinks, and that's actually a good timeout by Coach Workman.
Well, here's the thing, Eric. You can't take them with you. You don't want to take them with your locker room. They don't do you no good. So if something's not right, whether it's early in a game or late in the game, you have to take a timeout when you think you need it.
And it was definitely needed right there to settle them down.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for Liberty. They have the ball on their own 39-yard line. The Independence scored the first time they had the ball. They went 4 plays, 68 yards. They got a 53-yard touchdown run from Judah Price, the PAT good. Independence leading 7-0, 9:23 for the opening quarter. Out of the shotgun, Williams will work. Dodrell's back there as well. They put him in motion. They fake it to Dodrell, and this play is going to go for a loss. Independence was all over that. That play had no chance, Eric. Nice penetration by Independence up front, and that will lose about 2 or 3 yards.
And we're going to see right here, Maris, that Independence is doing a great job of really staying home and playing lanes. They didn't fall for the misdirection here, and they're playing gap football, and that's good sound defense. And everyone stayed at home. The fakes didn't matter, and they made a tackle for a loss. Yeah,
and they're only going to make it a 1-yard loss. That easily could have been a 4 or 5-yard loss, but the officials marked the ball there. So it's going to be a 3rd and 11 coming up for Liberty at their own 38-yard line.
And right here, if you're Independence, look for maybe an all-out blitz here. I'm bringing heat if I'm Coach Lilly.
And it looks like they might. There's some movement across the line. The officials will blow the whistle. We had a movement across the line. I'm not sure who moved first. It could be a delay of game because the play clock has run down. So right now, Liberty getting off to a really shaky start. So with the penalty, that'll back them up 5 more and take the ball to the 33. Now, obviously, no team wants to be in this 3rd and real long for Liberty.
Yeah, so the question is, if you're Independence, do you play it sound here, just play base defense and keep everyone in front of you, or you come at them and try to keep them on their heels?
Well, you definitely don't want to give up or anything over the top underneath, and it's going to be a running play, and it's Sims, and he gets to the outside, and he's got some room. He's across the 40. He's out near a first down. I think he's going to come up a little shy of the first down, but it was a good run. He got over the 45. Out to the 46, maybe the 47, but he's going to be short by a couple of yards.
Yeah, and Judah Price right there really saved the touchdown. If he was the last line of defense, if he does not make that tackle, that is taken to the house.
Well, now it looks like, what do you think? Will Liberty go for it? It's 4th and 2. I don't know if you can afford to go for it. If you don't make it here, you give the Independence a short field, and I think they'll punt the ball here.
Yeah, I think this early in the game, I would punt and play a little defense.
It doesn't look like, maybe they are going to punt. If you're Independent, you don't want to jump, and if you're Liberty, you might go with a long count, or you're trying to get them to jump. On 4th and 2 for Liberty on their own 47, here's the punt. That's a good kick. Driving Price back. He catches it. He's 15 on the far side. He got some running room. He's over the 20. Breaks a tackle. Up over the 30 and up over the 35 out to the 36-yard line. That's a real nice return.
Yeah, Judah is he's a shifty little guy. He catches this. He does what you want right here, as you can see on the replay here. He catches it in the air and advances it like you should. He's straight ahead, great run, uses his shiftiness to put the Patriots in great field position. I think they'll start at this, at the 35, 36-yard line.
Let's see where they put him down at. They're going to put him down, actually.
I'm thinking 36.
Well, there might be a penalty. The officials are talking right there at midfield. So there might have been a late hit or something. Let's see.
Well, I didn't see any laundry on the sideline.
They're talking, and Independence is walking up toward midfield. You're right. He was down about the 35-yard line, about the 36 here on the near side is where they put him down. But it looks like there's going to be a penalty.
It's on Independence. It's going to be first down the other way.
Wow, it's going to keep the drive alive.
I didn't see a signal.
I didn't see a flag. I haven't seen a signal either.
Well, it is the first game for the refs, too.
So there's still some confusion, or at least I'm not saying the referees are confused. We're confused because we still don't know what the call is.
Yeah. And, Mayor, we were spotting the ball the other way. I never saw any laundry.
No, I never saw a flag.
Anything yellow on.
There's 8:13 remaining first quarter. 7-0 is the score in favor of Independence. But Liberty has put their offense back out on the field.
Yeah, they were clapping on this near sideline.
But I don't know what a penalty that could have helped them keep possession of the ball. So we're still not sure yet. I think Independence is going to keep the ball. They're just going to be penalized backwards. We got holding on Independence.
Oh, you know what they were doing? They were seeing where the original spot was. So the hold will be assessed from where the kick occurred?
Well, where they should be
at the end of the run.
Right. They spot him down at the 36-yard line. So they should take it back 10 yards, and it should go to the 26, and that's where it is.
Hey, you're right.
I was on top of it. But I don't know. There's a little confusion there, but we got it. So Independence will take over. And it'll be a first down for the Patriots on their own 26-yard line. Independence scored their last possession in 4 plays. And they'll have a first down on their own 26 as they'll run with twin receivers here to the bottom of your screen. And they'll give the ball, fake it. The quarterback keeps it. He's got running room over the 40. This could be a big play down the sideline to the Liberty 40, inside the 30, and ran out of bounds. A nice play by Logan Phelan, faking the ball to Addis Goodson. And then he was able to get the edge, Eric, and a nice gain down the far sideline.
And like I said, Atticus is the lead singer, Maris, but what's good about this, his group of backup singers. And I told you, Logan Phelan's he's a player. And what they're doing, using their advantage now, is Atticus, they're loading the box to stop 3, and everyone else is thriving.
That was almost a 50-yard run. And now they'll get the ball to Addis Goodson, and he powers his way right up the middle for a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, you'll take that all day. That's probably a 5 to 6 yard carry for Atticus. Right now, the Liberty defense is really on the heels. This big offensive line is opening up humongous holes for the Independence Patriots.
Yeah, they put him down at the 23 of Liberty. And here's a quick pitch to the near side, and Addison Goodson cuts it back up inside. He's got running room. He's got a first down. He's inside the 15, down near the 14-yard line, and that will be enough to move the sticks and another Independence first down.
And that's the old, what we call back in our day, the USC toss. Just a nice little soft toss to the near sideline, and Atticus does a great job of getting his shoulders square and getting upfield.
Student body right. They'll put the ball down at the 15-yard line. And Independence right now, Eric, cooking with gas, already up 7-0 and threatening for more with the first down at the Liberty 15 with 7:15 remaining in the quarter and a 7-0 Independence lead. Here's a keeper for the quarterback. He's got running room. He's going to have a first down and almost a touchdown as they get him down about the 2-yard line. And I think there's a lot of misdeception from quarterback running back. And by the time Liberty, Eric, figures out who has the ball, they've got a huge gain.
And you know, you never give kudos a lot to the linemen. So as far as their name, but you have to give Fisher Williams the center for Independence. The snaps are right on cue. When you're running this type of offense, the snap is the key to the whole offense.
So first and goal at the 1 for Independence. Trying to punch this one in for their second score of the game. And they'll hand the ball to Addis Goodson. They'll try to move the pile, and he's into the end zone for an Independence touchdown. So Independence on 2 possessions have scored twice. And this time a 5-play, 74-yard drive.
And you knew right then that Atticus came in. He'd taken the last play off. And we're going to look at it here on the replay. And just watch the left side of the line just cave in the Liberty defense. And he does the rest of the work and punches it in the end zone.
So 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns for the Independence Patriots. As they push the pile, as you mentioned there, just pushed it across the goal line as the extra point is banged right through. It was 6:41 remaining in the opening quarter. No, actually they're going to say it is not good. So the extra point is missed. So with 6:41 remaining in the opening quarter, Independence 2 possessions, 2 scores. Eric can lead 13-0.
Yeah, you have 2 long drives. That was a 74-yard drive,
right?
And 5 plays?
Yep.
And 9 plays and 2 scores with 6:41 to go in the first quarter. And that's if you're on the road playing a rivalry game, that's how you would draw it up. That's how you would game plan it to be up like this. And right now, I think it's on Liberty to really answer, or this one could be blown wide open before the start of the second quarter.
Well, as you mentioned, 2 drives, very impressive. The first drive, 4 plays, 68 yards. They got the long touchdown run from Price of 53 yards. Then they have Goodson, the 1-yard plunge, a 5-play, 74-yard drive. So as you mentioned, Eric, 9 plays, all on the ground, have produced 13 Independence points.
And if you – the grand scheme of things, Atticus in the 9 plays has only touched the ball 3 times for 1 score. So they're spreading the wealth. If anyone looks at this Independence team as a one-man band, my reference again, they have another thing coming because this is a well-rounded football team.
Hey, you just made a funny, you don't even know another thing coming, Judas Priest.
That's right.
So you're talking about bands, you're talking about really heavy metal right there. So speaking of being heavy and heavy metal, all right, so this really puts a lot of pressure now on the Liberty offense as they went 3 and out on their first possession, and they find themselves, when they take the field on offense, Eric, down 2 scores.
Well, look for Independence to squib again because you're not going to give them a chance to really get a good return.
And there's the squib, and he's down on 1 knee, so Independence doesn't want to kick it deep, as you mentioned, and Liberty gets it there on the near side on the bottom of your screen. But they'll have excellent field position up over the 35, and they'll start this drive on their own 36-yard line.
Well, Independence, though, I don't think they have a lot of confidence on that defensive side of the ball, so they're going to not let Liberty get a great big play in the special teams, and they're just going to play some sound defense and control the game by playing defense and staying at home, staying in a position.
They'll have the ball on their own 37-yard line to start this drive. The last drive they started was on their own 39. They went 3 and out. So let's see what they can do here as they're 6:39 for the first quarter, 13-0 Independence leading. And they'll work out of the shotgun. Long count. And it'll be just a straight dive right up the middle. But I think there's no running lanes. Independence looks like they've got that figured out, Eric.
Well, what they've done, they're actually putting Ryan Sims into the wildcat position. It's a direct snap, and he's doing all he can but to get back to the line of scrimmage. So I think they're going to give him a gain of 1 yard there, Maris. But that's if that's going to be a long way to go to try to move the ball down the field.
Well, right,
and
as you mentioned, Liberty to have some kind of ball control, they've got to stay out of these 2nd and 9, 3rd and 10. They've got to be able to get 4 or 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, and first down is imperative. The one big run was basically on a busted play on 3rd down. So let's see what they can get going here.
So 2nd 9, and it's a wildcat, and it's Dodrell that time, as you mentioned, just not snapping to the quarterback, just right to Dodrell, and there's not a lot of running room there. Get the ball up to the 40. So this is going to bring up a 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and 7 coming up for Liberty.
So look for Independence in their defensive backfield. I want to see what they do on the back end, Maris, and this will tell me what's going to happen up front because they're going safety high, so which means they have 1 safety in the middle of the field. So if they split someone out on the far side, that's going to be man coverage. Here on the near side, this other guy can just creep into the box, your other corner. So they're outflanked right now.
Let's see if they'll elect to put it up. They don't. They're going to keep it on the ground, and it's not going to get much over the 40. But it's going to be another 3 and out for Liberty. They're going to have to give it up.
Got a little scrum going here.
I didn't see a flag.
Yeah,
now
there's one on the 45.
And if you're John Lilly and this goes against Independence, oh boy, will you be mad because you got them stopped. Yeah. And let's see what the call is going to be.
I didn't see what happened, but it was.
Well, it was after the play.
It was after the play. It's a dead ball penalty. But it's going to be a personal foul out of the way.
Right, but if it's on Independence, it will keep the drive alive because Independence had them stopped. Another 3 and out, got all the momentum. And if it's a penalty on Independence, it'll be a 15-yard penalty tacked on to the end of the run and keep this drive alive.
And that's one thing we talked about, being mentally tough. You have to know down and distance. It's 3rd and 7. There's no reason to fight, scrum, do whatever. I know, it's an emotional game, but – get the ball back and punish them that way by taking it down the field and scoring.
So here's the call, dead ball. Personal foul, we think. It is. and it's on Independence, and that is a big one because Independence had them stop 3 and out, and that will keep the drive alive. So on the penalty, that'll take the ball across midfield into Independence territory. And if you're a coach, it just that little things like that, Eric, especially you've got all the momentum, you've got the ball twice, you've scored twice, you had them stopped, and now you keep the drive alive, and now it'll be a first down at the Independence 42-yard line.
And that's done two things. It's kept the drive alive for the Raiders, and it's also taking the field position to the plus side for Liberty. Even if they do punt it now, they have a chance to pin Independence deep.
So a new set of downs for the Liberty Raiders due to penalty. They have the ball at the Independence 42-yard line. Put a man in motion, Dodrell. They fake it to him. Here's Williams to pass. He's rolling out, looks, throws short. The ball's deflected and incomplete. Good job by Addis Goodson getting out in the flat, Eric.
Hey, he did a great job fanning out. He's playing that outside linebacker position, and he does a good job of getting level and fanning out in his zone and getting his hand on the ball here.
So on the incompletion, the clock will stop. 4:45 for the quarter. 13-0 the lead for Independence. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Liberty. The ball is at the Independence 42-yard line.
Well, Maris, we're going to show this replay. I want to see how Atticus gets out and gets his hand in the lane. He almost comes up with a pick there. That was a great defensive effort by Atticus there.
So on 2nd and 10, Williams waits the snap. You know, they snap it to Dodrell, and Dodrell's got a little bit of running room, not much. There's a helmet that comes off, but, yeah, it looked like it was going to open up and then just closed all of a sudden, so really not much, maybe a yard.
And now Dodrell has to come out of the game for a play because of chin strap issue.
His helmet came out or off out. So actually just not really even a gain there, 3rd and long. And really, Eric, Liberty really has had no success moving the ball. Like I said, the penalty is the only really play they've had. They've not been able to run the ball really at all.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a long night trying to run at this defensive for Independence, running straight at them.
So here's 3rd and 10. They'll work out of the shotgun. Here's the snap. It's going to be to Sims. He's got some running room, and he gets down near the 35-yard line. And, Eric, I think if you're Liberty, you found something because Sims had a good run before, but I think they go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, you definitely go for it here. A good gain, probably of 5-6 yards. So that's going to bring up probably 4th and 4.
Yeah, 4th and 5. Manageable, really.
It's manageable.
Yeah, 4th and 5 coming up.
But if you're looking, you're looking to maybe have to put the ball in the air because they're basically averaging 2 to 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, Sims has had a couple of good runs. But
they've been to the right side, too.
Yeah, or maybe they could a little pass to him out of the backfield. But a big play here on 4th down. 4th and 5 for Liberty as the Raiders trail 13-0 to Independence. They have the ball at the Independence 37-yard line, and now we're going to have a timeout.
Second timeout charged.
So Liberty will have taken their second timeout. But I think that's a good timeout, Eric, and I think why – because, like I said, I think down 13-0, they got a little bit of breathing room by getting that penalty. Now they've got a chance, if they can convert this 4th down, to really get back in the game.
Yeah, this is like you said, a great timeout because you're already down 2 scores. The 3:46 to go in the first quarter. You can't take these timeouts with you. And this is a pivotal point in the game if you can pick up this and maybe try to get something on the board because the one thing you don't want to do is turn the ball back over to Independence in that hot running game the way they're moving the ball.
Well, and you're so right because Independence has had 9 plays and 2 drives, and they've scored on both of them, and they really Liberty, there was no sign in those first 2 drives of even beginning to slow Independence down. So that's why this is such a critical play for Liberty to convert this 4th down play here.
Yeah, and we'll see what they're drawing up right here. If you have some kind of screen or something to slip Sims out of the backfield, that may be good because you look for the Patriots to bring some heat here, straight up the middle in the A and B gap. That's where I'm coming. I'm making that center choose who he's going to block.
It looks like they're going to have Dodrell at the quarterback position. They may put Williams up a little closer, and they've got kind of a little tight formation with a guy wide at the top of the screen. So on 4th down, Liberty trying to convert. It's going to be a running play here to the near side with Dodrell. He's got some blockers ahead of him, but Independence able to step through and shut it down. No, they've got him, and he breaks loose, but still not going to be able to pick it up. And a good job by that Independence defense, and the Patriots turn him over.
And you know what was good about that drive? Pursuit. The pursuit came inside out, Maris. They did miss that initial surge, missed him, but the boys rallied for the Patriots, rallied to the ball, and now they will take over on downs.
So the penalty doesn't hurt Independence none. As you mentioned, they turn Liberty away on downs, Eric, and Independence will take over for the third time, leading 13-0. They'll take over on their own 35-yard line.
So right now, this is nervous time for the Liberty Raiders, Maris. I think if Independence can move the ball and get any kind of points, whether it be field goal or whatever, it's going to be a long uphill battle for this Liberty Raider offense.
So Logan Phelan, the quarterback, he's got Addis Goodson behind him out of the pistol. They got twins here to the bottom of the screen here on the near sideline. He's going to go back to throw, trying to throw the home run ball. He's got a man wide open. It is caught. And for a first down, the big play down inside the 20-yard line. And that's Bowers, right?
Trey Bowers, the sophomore, got behind. The ball was slightly underthrown.
Right.
But we saw this against Bluefield where they dropped a couple in the scrimmage. We're going to run this back here. And on the instant replay, Maris, as you see over top, the safety bid on the fake, or the corner bid on the fake, and it was a great thrown ball and a great completion by Phelan.
Here's Goodson on the sweep, breaks a tackle, and gets up close to 5 yards. That last play, by the way, 45 yards. And like you said, Eric, the ball a little underthrown. Had it been out in front, Bowers would have been able to walk into the end zone.
Yeah, but the good thing about Bowers, you noticed it, Maris, he caught the ball. What they call high pointing the ball. He caught the ball at his highest point, and that's what you want to see out of your wide receivers.
So that's a 5-yard gain on first down by Goodson. Gets the ball down to the 15-yard line. And right now, Independence are just having their way.
Yeah, and think about it. They're 1 for 1, and that was a great pass play because they give them a heavy dose of the run game.
Here's a little confusion in the backfield as they bump into one another and still may get positive yardage. The ball might have popped out, and looks like maybe no gain, but it looks like there was a little bit of confusion there with the snap.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that slowed this Independence offense down. It's like a little confusion with the running back quarterback exchange, so they need to clean that stuff up. But other than that, this is a well-oiled machine right now, the Independence Patriots.
This will be the 13th play in the game. They've already got 2 touchdowns, so they're trying to cash this in. I'm sure they'll have 2 downs in order to pick up this 5 yards as they'll hand the ball to Goodson. He'll try to weave his way into traffic, and he runs over a guy, and he's going to get inside the 10-yard line and pick up that first down. It'll be 1st and goal to go for Independence as Goodson gets the ball down to the 8-yard line.
This was a good, strong inside run, Maris. His pad level, I've said it once, and I'm going to keep saying it. The key to a good running back is once you get parallel to the line of scrimmage is get your pads low, because he's a tall running back. He's a good 6'2". So, and he punishes guys when he hits them.
They'll run out of the pistol formation with twin receivers here to the bottom of the screen, one to the top of the screen. It'll be a straight give to Goodson, and he'll fight his way from the 8-yard line down to about the 5. Give him 3 on the carry and make it 2nd and goal.
Hey, they're going to look for this jet sweep right here. It seems like they're low on the sleep, low on them, and they're going to this will be a good time to run something in motion. And, they've actually put Judah in the backfield. Judah Price is lining up in there in the pistol.
Yeah, and I think the pace in which they're running these plays is here's a keeper by the quarterback, and he's going to loot, and he breaks a tackle and able to get hydroplane into the end zone for a touchdown. What a play.
What a play.
What a play. We definitely got to have an instant replay look at that on the little general instant replay. As Phelan, he looked like they had him, and then he hydroplaned into the end zone, and Independence is on the board.
There's going to be some laundry with excessive celebration, but as you can see, it looked like they had him in the backfield, and that's just a big body and a big frame as Logan Phelan just breaks free from the defilling and dives into the end zone.
Now, let's see, Eric, if they'll penalize him on the try, the point after, or if it'll be on the kickoff, because they're going to penalize him on the kickoff. So the touchdown will count and make it 19-0. Now it's a matter whether Independence will go for 2 to try to make up for the point that they missed the last time.
Yeah, and I think right now is the time to, if you have a good 2-point conversion play, because the penalty will be assessed on the kick, so they'll kick 10 yards deeper. So I would go for 2 and try to get it to 21.
Once again, a very impressive drive. 6 plays, 65 yards. And, of course, the big 45-yard pass play was the big play in that drive.
And then 15 total plays in the first quarter and 3 touchdowns. So you will take that anytime. Is that correct? pretty
Yeah.
15 plays.
Now, you're right. They've got him backed up to the 20, but I thought that I saw the referee point that there was a little confusion that the referee pointed that they would do it on the kickoff. They've got the ball spotted at the 2-yard line, but the kicker is way back on the 20. So they're going to do it on the kickoff, so they're not going to go for 2. They're going to try the PAT from placement.
Yeah, I guess Coach Lilly's just going to keep working on his kicking game and get Atticus back there. He has a good, strong leg, some good pop on the ball.
So 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns as the point after is no good, and the lead is 19-0 in favor of Independence. A 6-play, 65-yard drive as Phelan caps off the drive with a 5-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, Independence, they're other than the extracurricular stuff, which Coach Lilly definitely will clean that up. They look the part of being a top 5 AA school.
Well, you've got right here, you've got 4 plays, 68 yards. You've got 5 plays, 78 yards, and now 6 plays, 65 yards, all resulting in touchdowns.
15 total plays and 3 touchdowns. You'll take that. That's pretty efficient.
Yeah, I don't think there's a coach on any level say, look, you run 15 plays, you got 19 points, and I'm sure every coach will say, where do I sign up for that?
Man, that's for sure.
So I think you got a score, Eric?
Yeah, a couple scores coming in now. The Woodrow Beckley Fine Eagles are up 7-0 on the Riverside Warriors. They just scored. I think Elijah Redfern punched it in, and they tacked on the PA.
So Independence leading 19-0, 3 touchdowns. They've made 1 PAT. They've missed the other 2. And Liberty will be getting the ball for the 3rd time. The first time they went 3 and out, and they had them 3 and out the second time. But Independence committed a penalty to keep the drive alive, and then Independence turned Liberty over on down. So definitely a very big series for this Liberty offense with 1:07 left in the opening quarter and down by 3 scores.
Now, this is the only quandary that you have if you're Independence right now. They squib kicked it on the 2 previous things, but with this penalty coming into play, you will give them excellent field position with the squib here. So I'm kicking it away.
Yeah, they're kicking the ball off from their own 25-yard line. So you're right. If they squibbed it, Liberty more than likely will get it on Independence's or inside on their half of the field. Right.
Yes. So I'm kicking this deep, but on the other hand, that'll be a chance for Ryan Sims to make a play here in space.
And that's what they did, kick it deep. And it is Sims. He brings it up over the 40, up over the 45, and he's gang tackled about the 47-yard line right in front of the Liberty bench.
Yeah, great pursuit by another flag. Independence now they're losing their cool.
Yeah, players just right. The coaches really got to get on their players and say, look, we can't do this, and let's find out what the penalty is going to be.
And Coach Lilly cannot be happy with that.
No.
If you're going to, and moving forward, Maris, if you're going to play like the Polka Dots and teams like that, you have to clean up the little stuff here.
It's going to be a dead ball foul. Let's see as we wait for the official to give the indication, and it's on Liberty this time.
It's on Liberty, okay.
Well, it might be offsetting. It is. It's offsetting, so that means nothing, and Liberty will have it on their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, guys, just get it going in between the lines, not after the whistle. Just do it in between the lines.
So the 3rd possession for Liberty. They have the ball on their own 47-yard line. Is it me, Eric, or has this been a long first quarter?
Oh, it's been a long – and you know what surprises me is only one football throw.
Well, one pass. Well, we started at 7:40, and it's 8:14, and we're not done with the first quarter.
Well,
so now
it's been
I
4
think,
penalties too.
And that's a good piece of officiating, getting the guys together and say, guys, let's clean this up. Let's play football. Forget this. Like you said, between whistle to whistle, in between the lines, none of this late stuff.
Yeah, just do it. Hey, do it even and clean. I'm on with you cleaning my clock. I'm cleaning your clock. But let's not do all this extra stuff after the whistle.
I used to tell everybody when somebody told me they was going to clean my clock, I said, don't stop there, clean the rest of the house. Why stop at the clock, right? That's an expression I know goes way back, and I've never understood that. When they said they're going to clean my clock,
yeah,
clean the rest of the house. What the heck? First down for Liberty on their own 47, and they're going to try to run the ball up inside, and just not much they're cooking is that's maybe a 1-yard gain.
Hey, big Brady Grimmett, the nose guard for the Independence Patriots, 55. Look, he doesn't get in the huddle. He's just right over the ball, Maris, and he's wreaking havoc.
Yeah, they're going to give him a very small gain, and this perhaps could be the last play of the opening quarter as we're approaching 30 seconds remaining in it. 19-0, the Independence lead. 3 possessions, 3 scores. Liberty not in really any hurry with 10 on the play clock right now. and they'll spread them out for the first time. We'll see trips to the top of the screen and one receiver here to the near side to the bottom of the screen. There's the snap. It's going to be a running play, and that's going to go basically nowhere as Independence is shutting down. There's no running lanes to go, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. So after 1 quarter of play here in Glen Daniel, your score is Independence 19, Liberty nothing. You are watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football here on Video Productions.
To you when buying windows, siding, and doors.
Is it energy savings, cost, quality, warranty, or perhaps color options, low maintenance, service, or financing options?
Or all of the above, Window World offers it all.
We listen to your needs and go above and beyond your expectations. Schedule your free, no obligation in-home estimate by calling Window World of Beckley today.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Welcome back to Glen Daniel, West Virginia. Maris Lowry, Eric Thomas. After 1 quarter, 19-0, the lead for Independence. And Eric, you have some first quarter stats.
And the first quarter stats goes as this: Atticus Goodson has carried the ball for 44 yards. He's carried the ball 8 times. Judah Price 1 for 53, and Logan Phelan 5 rushes for 66 yards and a score. And Phelan's 1 for 1 for 45 yards in the passing game.
So that's Independence. Really not much to write home about for Liberty, as they got a big third down as we start the second quarter on their own 49-yard line and a 19-0 Independence lead. They'll work out of the gun with twin receivers here to the bottom of the screen. On 3rd and long, pressure comes. Williams set, throws, got a man open, and it's caught. And no, he can't hang on. You got to make those plays, Eric. And we talked about it in the pregame. When they throw it to you, you got to catch it. And that would have been a big play for Liberty, as we'll check it out on the replay.
Yeah, and if you notice on the replay, Independence was in what was a cover 2, was a little zone, and Atticus got beat here. He's fanning out, and he's trying to cover the slot receiver, and that's a linebacker on a wide receiver. And the play was there just through the hands of the wide receiver.
Yeah, it was well executed by Liberty. Everything was there, but they don't connect, and it's 4th and long. They got a punt here. They're already down 19-0, but they've got to find a way, Liberty, to slow this Independence team down some way, somehow.
Yeah, 11:53 to go in the second period right here. Independence will get the ball with a dangerous punt returner here. I really love this Judah Price. It's number 10 for it's a short kick here.
Yeah, I want to kick it away from him, and he's going to let it roll. Does Atticus Goodson. It rolls back inside the 15, down about the 12-yard line. So that's the worst starting position for Independence, but they've made good on their other 3 possessions, Eric, is they've went 4 plays, 68 yards, 5 plays, 74 yards, and 6 plays, 65 yards.
Well, they're 88 yards this time from pay dirt, so let's see if they maybe come up. Look for a little play action here. They've been running the ball. So, in the one time that they throw it, Maris, it was a wide open 45-yard completion. So look for them to probably run it a couple times early and try to hit them up big over top.
We may have a timeout. It looks like that we have a timeout. Let's see if you've got some scores, Eric, if you can update us.
Yes, so right now in the Beckley game, Beckley's up 14 to nothing
over Riverside.
Over Riverside in the first period. I'm trying to dial up my Metro
we'll
News
get it here. We'll get it here in a minute, as now they're back out, as it'll be a first down for Independence. Second quarter, Independence working right to left on your screen. 11:40 for the half, and a dominant performance. They'll run out of the pistol formation, and we have a whistle, and we may have a false start. Normally it's on the offense when they blow it dead like that, Eric.
And blow it dead. And if you have one thing you could talk about for the Independence Patriots, they need to clean up the penalties. You do that, they're
going to say a delay a game. That'll cost them 5 and take the ball back inside the 10 to the 7.
So definitely the worst starting field position here.
So it makes it 1st and 15 for Independence. And, I'm sure Independence telling them to run, just hang on to the ball. We can't turn it over here. Defense has played good. Even if we don't get out of the hole, we can punt it away, but just don't turn it over. So on 1st and 15 on their own 7-yard line, they would give the ball to Goodson. And he gets a couple of yards, not much there. Good defense there by Liberty. Nice play that time. It's Dickens with the stop, and that's just a very minimal gain. Gained a couple yards there. Get the ball out to the 9-yard line, maybe the 10.
Yeah, so it'll be 2nd and 13.
Yeah, they'll put it there on the 10. They're going to run it to the far side, and there's a hole. There's going to be close to first down, breaks a tackle. Goodson's still on the move. He can't get him down. He'll have the first down out near the 25-yard line. What a run.
Hey, and he's just dragging the defender there, Goodson. He's very strong. But, I hate to see those kind of plays, Mears, because those are the kind of plays that you could kind of, roll an ankle or whatever. But he's not going to go down. That's one of those things where he's a warrior. He plays the ball. He plays football very hard.
That'll move the chains out to the for a first down, keep the drive alive at the 25-yard line. Independence now will set up shop there on their own 25. They'll have twin receivers, and there's some confusion with the receivers here on the bottom of your screen here on the near side. It's going to be a pass, Phelan back with time, throwing the deep ball. Got a man out there, and it's broken up. Nice defensive play that time by the D-back that time by Liberty.
Yeah, and Cyrus was out there. They cleaned that up a little bit. We're going to let's watch the replay on this. Hey, he's got a good 3 steps on the defender, Maris, and the ball was just a little late and a little behind him. But he was wide open right there. Good play. Good defensive play by the Liberty defender.
Tanner Bellier with a nice defensive play for Liberty.
Nice defensive play there.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 on their own 25-yard line. They'll work pretty much out of the same formation, and this will be a running play, and that's not going to get much. That only is going to go for basically – actually it's going to go for a loss.
Yeah,
back inside the 25, about the 24 maybe. So it's going to be 3rd and long. The first
negative play.
3rd long.
Hey, the first 3rd and long and probably the first negative play. For the Patriot offense.
So 3rd and 11 for Independence. And let's see if they'll put it up. And now there's some confusion. I think Independence will call a timeout because I don't think they had. Yeah, Independence will call a timeout with 9:48 left in the half, 19-0. Let's see if you do have some scores.
I'm having trouble with the internet.
Yeah,
now.
Well, that could happen. And well, there's so many people probably on it, and we apologize for that. Nothing we can really do about it. But the game was delayed by 40 minutes because of lightning. But now that it's all settled in, Eric, we had a little mist. It's a little cloudy now, but really it's kind of cooled down a little bit. Really a great night for football.
A great night for the Friday night lights to be on. And right now the Independence is taking Liberty to the woodshed a little bit. See if Liberty can get a stop on this 3rd and 12 and try to turn the ball over on downs and get some great field position.
Yeah, and I think what you might see here, you might see a screen. You might, Liberty might be rushing hard, and or they might, just obviously the offensive lineman let the defenders in, and then maybe a little screen to one of these backs who's got breakaway speed, who could perhaps make a big play.
Hey, they have speed across the board. Logan Phelan, the quarterback, is probably the slower of the 4, and he's got great speed. So you have Atticus can break it. Judah Price definitely can.
Yeah, we've seen that already.
Trey Bowers it has some wheels, and of course Cyrus Goodson. So let's see what they draw up here defensively. If you're Liberty, you probably want to play a little zone, little cover 2 here. I'm not sure of the formation here.
So they're offensively going to run out of the pistol with twin sets. Now they put a man in motion. And they're going to run a quick pitch, come into the near sideline, and look like Liberty's got that taken care of, and they do. That's a nice defensive play as they try to get the ball that time.
Trey Bowers.
To Bowers, and even though Bowers got good speed, a good job by Liberty, and Liberty will force the first independent punt of the night.
And that's what you needed if you're a Raider. Finally get a stop. They got some negative plays and a penalty to assist them, and they have a chance now to put their best player, Ryan Sims, back with a chance to field this punt probably around midfield and a chance to maybe do some damage in open field.
That's right, Eric. Have a chance to get really good starting field position for a drive. His Independence will be punting, and got the punter standing there about his 10-yard line, and a high snap, and he gets off a really good kick. and it will drive Sims back, and it's on a big hop, and it's going to take an Independence bounce and now Liberty bounce and go over the 40, so no return. But Liberty will have the ball with good field position up over the 40-yard line.
And that was an impressive punt there, Mayor. It's a high snap, and Atticus Goodson was able to corral a snap and get off a great punt, and he did a great job of keeping it away from Sims for no return.
So for the first time tonight, Eric, a Independence drive does not end in a touchdown, and Liberty able to hold them out of the end zone, and now the Liberty Raiders will take over, and they'll have the ball on their own 41-yard line.
And it's the same story as the first period. They never had very bad starting position. I think they were around the 40, probably 35,
39, 37, Independence 42.
Yeah, so
their own 47. Yeah, they've had good field position, just not been able to move the ball.
Yeah, so this may be the drive, and they have Sims out in the slot now.
Yep, they've got trips here, and they're going to throw the ball. They're going to roll the quarterback. Williams rolling, looks, throws, and it's going to be intercepted. It's picked off. Down the near sideline is Independence, and their defense comes up big with the return down inside the 30-yard line.
And that was a great defensive play by Colton Carson. He was the corner. He dropped back and played that soft zone and was able to read the quarterback's eyes and pick it off. Great possession, a great pickoff there. And we can see here on the instant replay, Maris, as he read the quarterback, he dropped back in the zone and just an easy pick. Great play by the Independence defender.
And on the return, they're set up inside the 30 at the 29-yard line of Liberty. So the defense coming up big, and Independence will scrimmage here 1st and 10 at the Liberty 29-yard line. And, Eric, with 8:40 left in the half, up 19-0. I know we got a lot of football left, but, boy, they could really put the foot on Liberty's throat right here if they're able to push it in. It's going to be a pass play, and it's going to be overthrown. He had a man open out in the flat trying to get the ball to Cyrus Goodson, and the ball was overthrown.
Well, I want this replay here because the reason the ball was overthrown, Logan Phelan, as he was throwing, got drilled. They may call a personal foul on this play. But
there is a flag.
He's a lefty, as you see. As he opens up to throw, he was hit. I think they're going to say it was a little high and in the head area.
And you are right. While you're talking, Eric, there the official indicate roughing the passer.
Yeah, and it was not a dirty hit. It was just too high. He was there, but up around the head, and they're going to call that every time.
You were all over that, and they'll mark off the 15 yards, and that will take the ball down to the 14-yard line on the penalty. Or, yeah, that's where they should put it down at the 14 because it'll be a 15-yard penalty, and that's the case. So they'll move the ball to the 14-yard line when the personal foul for roughing the passer. And that's where the Patriots will have a first down as they'll run out of the pistol. And Goodson right up the middle, and there's a touchdown-saving tackle that time.
Yeah, that was a great tackle right there by it's Jordan Petrie. 5'8", 140 senior right there with big Atticus Goodson coming at him. That was a great tackle.
And they'll get him down at the 7-yard line. So it'll be 7 yards for a touchdown and 3 yards for the first down, 7 yards for the touchdown.
And they have Trey Bowers in at quarterback right now. Phelan is a little shaken
up. He took that shot, and they're going to pound Goodson right up the middle. They'll move the pile inside the 5-yard line. They needed to get to the 4 for a first down, and he's very close as they unpile him. And where the side judge is, Eric, I think that will be enough, and it will be enough for an Independence first down.
Yeah, and they're still continuing to go with Trey Bowers at the quarterback position. They're going to take Atticus out right here, and they're going to put Judah Price in. So they went from the Thunder to a little Lightning right here.
Yep. So it's 1st and goal at the 3. Already up 19-0. Trying to add more. And you figure, let's see if even though they've got more of the speed as opposed to power, they still could have the ability to run power here. On 1st and goal, quarterback will keep it, and he'll be able to get into the end zone for the touchdown.
Trey Bowers just walks in untouched.
Bowers with a 3-yard touchdown run, and Independence has expanded its lead to 25-0.
Hey, right here, let's really focus right here on the offensive line. This little cross block right here, and he basically walks in untouched. Trey Bowers, I mean, you can't draw that up any better. Great blocking at the point of attack.
So with 7:29 left in the half, And Independence going for 2, and they're going to come up a little short. They're not going to get it. So with 7:29 left in the half, and that's the third extra point that Independence has missed, 2 from placement, and now that one going for 2. The lead is 25-0, Eric.
Yeah, and right there, that was a little shocker, right, going for 2 there when they didn't go for it when it was 19-0. So I guess they're just trying to work on a little bit. And let's hope Logan Phelan can get back in this game. He's a big, tough kid, but anytime you take a shot up in the neck and head area, they're going to be very cautious with it.
Well, the defense set that up with the interception. And then, as you mentioned, the penalty. So the drive ended up being 3 plays covering 29 yards, and the final 3 yards there by Bowers to get in the end zone. And once again, Independence has missed their third extra point. But nevertheless, they lead big, and their lead 25-0 with 7:29 left here in the first half.
And right now, if you're a young Liberty team, you have to look for something positive with 7:29 to go right here, to get these young guys going. And, you have a few seniors mixed in. You just have to keep your head up and battle. I mean, there's 2 more quarters left and 7:29 left in this second period, so you must try to muster something up here.
Well, I tell you, this has been a long first half. I mean, we kicked off at 7:40. We're at 8:31 now, and we still have 7:29 left in the first half. And Independence is they're not in any hurry, Eric, as they're enjoying a 25-0 lead right now.
Yeah, and right now the things are going really well for Independence, aside from the penalties.
Here's the kickoff, and they'll squib it. And once again, Liberty's going to get excellent field position, almost near midfield. That ball's going to be out to the 48-yard line. So, Eric, we talked before, the problem has not been field position because Liberty has definitely had it. They just have not been able to do anything with it. And such a young team, Eric, when they had a chance to convert, they dropped that third down. That was a big crushing play, I think, in this game.
Even if you don't score there, that's a big momentum. You made a play, you start to believe in yourself, and then you drop it. So the only thing can cure this, they string a couple first downs together here, and they're moving Sims around. They're trying to find a spot for him to get him the ball.
So first down for Liberty. They have the ball on their own 48-yard line. They're down 25-0. They look like there's some movement across the front line. The referees didn't see it. And here's a nice run. And you mentioned Sims. He almost broke it as he takes the ball across midfield into Independence territory down to the 40, looks like the 46-yard line. Nice gain on first down.
And Sims is, you can tell he's very shifty and dangerous, and he does a good job. He's 5'7". He runs with power, but he also has speed. And once he gets to that second level, he's a tough tackle.
Yeah, he's got breakaway speed. I think if he was able to break through, I think he could go all the way to the house. And like you said, he's a very difficult guy to bring down and very shifty runner. And that was a nice gain on first down. So they have the ball at the 47-yard line of Independence with the second down play. And they're going to run Dodrell, and he's in trouble, and he's going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. He may have gained a yard. Independence was not fooled by that play at all, and it'll bring up third down.
Yeah, and everything, I'm really impressed with the linebacker play out of Independence. They really tackle in space. They really get out and do a good job of keeping – using the sideline, but keeping the offensive players in front of.
Well, you figure they've got 2 downs to pick this up. So it's going to be a third down play from the Independence 46-yard line. They've got to get to the 43. So they've got 3 yards. Let's see if they can pick it up here on third down. They'll work out of the gun with twin receivers here to the near sideline. They'll put Dodrell in motion. They'll fake it to him. They give it back to Sims. The ball's fumbled. It's loose on the turf. Still loose. And I think Liberty recovered it, but it's going to be a loss back to midfield and bring up fourth down. Liberty very lucky to get back on the ball.
Yeah, that was a double reverse, Maris, and neither guy really had a great handle on it on the exchange. And as you said, they were very fortunate to recover that. So look for them to punt here.
Yeah, because now you're looking at 4th and 7. You don't want to give the ball back up at midfield. Yeah. So even if they would have had no gain, they probably still would have went for it because it had been 4th and 3, but not at 4th and 7 now.
Yeah, and right here, Mayor, if I'm Liberty, I hope you have some kind of directional kick, meaning to either sideline, because you don't want to kick it to number 10 on a full sprint run. I mean, he's quick and shifty. Let's see if they kick it away from him.
And that's Price, Eric, speaking of what a great kick this is. And they are going to kick it to Price, and he'll field it about the 10. He breaks a tackle, and as you said, Eric, this could be dangerous. He gets to the outside. He breaks another tackle. He's over the 30, and a nice return out to about the 32, 33-yard line.
I like this kid. Judah Price is definitely a weapon for the Independence Patriots. Judah Price is only a sophomore.
And actually, they're going to say his knee may have hit prior to the 30.
No, excuse me. Judah Price is a junior. He's
we do have a penalty on the play, Eric. I don't see the flag, but I see the officials talking about it.
Well, the flag is – they're standing in front of the flag.
Okay. I guess that's why I couldn't see it.
So that early, it's either going to be – it's got to be something line of scrimmage-wise, hold, something like that.
Well, we'll see as the official will come over and make the call. Going to be a hold against Independence during the run. So they'll take it 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
They would take it 10 yards from the end of the run.
Yeah, because the spot of the foul was further up from the run.
So
that's
they'll
correct.
take it from the end of the run, which will put them inside the 20 again for the second drive.
Yeah. Now they're backing them up inside the 10. Wow, backing them all the way back to the 6-yard line. I don't get that one, not less the hold came from way back in there, but nevertheless, Independence is going to be backed up on their own 6-yard line. So this will be the worst starting field position for Independence. Independence on their previous drives, touchdown, punt, touchdown. So they've scored 4 of their previous 5 drives, and they'll have a first down on their own 6-yard line.
Yeah, looks like a little extracurricular activity going on with the student sections in the end zone.
Phelan back in there too, and they're going to be a running play. And here's Goodson. He breaks a tackle. He's got some room. He breaks another tackle. He's up over the 10, the 15. He's up over the 20, and he's out over the 25-yard line on a huge first down run.
Wow, he was a hair from breaking that for a 94-yard touchdown, Maris. Great touchdown saving tackle. I didn't see who that was in the secondary, but he had a head of steam, that he being Atticus Goodson, and he's a load to bring down.
They'll put him down at the 25. It's a 19-yard run. And Independence with 4:25 in the clock, continuing to run here in the first half, up 25-0. Have a first down on their own 25-yard line with twin receivers here to the bottom of the screen, and there's going to be a sack as this time Phelan trying to get to the outside, and he's hurt, Eric. He came down very awkward. Let's see if we can get the replay on that, and we can watch that. But it was a very awkward tackle trying to get to the outside.
Yeah, Logan, as he comes back in, that was his first play back in after injury too, right? Or second play. In.
Yeah, but I could tell that he was going to get hurt. Like I said, it was a very awkward.
I think it's more of his elbow, the way he came down, and as you said, as he was trying to.
Yeah, I don't know if he was elbowed to brace his fall or he got his knee caught up from under him.
Yeah, the way he hit, it didn't look good. Of course, we're not doctors, but kid's in some kind of pain.
Yeah, and he's going to have like a yard loss on the play, but the bigger thing is the health of the quarterback, Logan Phelan, who is a 6'3", 212-pound senior, and Independence leading complete control of the ball game right now with 4:07 left in the half, up 25-0. And they are attending to Logan Phelan. So we're trying to get some other scores. We'll do the best we can. Maybe if there are some people watching us and they could send a text to either Eric or I, if it's some of our good friends out there. We have many.
Yeah.
Or Eric has many, maybe. I don't know about me, but Eric has many.
Yeah, you have a lot of friends. We'll try to get some scores in, text in to us or something so we can get our scoreboard. My Safari is locked up here.
Well,
meaning my search engine for my internet.
Yeah, you're talking all that. You're talking way above my head. When we were setting up here yesterday, and our producer Andrew Bolin, who's done a great job, and him and Butch Mounts were here setting up, and I'm like, here's the extent, Eric, and I think you know me long enough, well enough to know this is the extent of my technical ability. I can turn it on, turn it off, plug it in, and unplug it, and that's it.
Engineer.
Yeah, my engineering is not my bag. That's right. And, I've been in media. This is my 32nd year of covering high school sports in the state of West Virginia, and that's the extent of my engineering skills. So we're out of the injury timeout, and it'll be a Actually, they put the ball from the 24. They put it way back inside the 20 now. They put the ball back at the 16, so that was a big loss. And it'll be 2nd and 17. Here's a bad snap, and now we've got the new quarterback in there. Let's see who the new quarterback is, but it wasn't his fault. It was a bad snap.
I think it was going to be Trey Bowers. Move him from the slot receiver to the quarterback position. So he's going to probably take over, I'd say, the rest of this game, Maris.
Yes, it may be, but they're back to the 10-yard line, so this will be 3rd and long.
3rd and 23 on the board right here. So if you have a 3rd and 23 play,
and
it
they're
could
trying
be
to get to
number
the
3.
outside with Goodson. He's over the 20. He's over the 30. He's got a first down to 40. Midfield. He's to the Liberty 40. 20. He is gone. Touchdown. Addis Goodson. There are no penalty flags, I don't believe. There is a flag, I'm told, behind him.
Well, there's 2 Liberty players taken out. This looks like it probably may be a personal foul. And if you have a 3rd and 23 play, it's probably good that you just hand it off to number 3 and get out of the way.
They have called targeting on Independence.
Wow.
A targeting penalty that's going to erase. That was near a 90-yard touchdown run. Wow. So they will erase that off the boards.
But I've never seen 2
targeting
guys
on offense like that.
And 2 guys down. So, Maris, I bet it equates to a crackback block. You know, like the old days, you could peel back and hit a defender. But if the defender has nothing to do with the play anymore, you can't do that. And I guarantee you that's what they call.
And that's how Goodson may be able to get to the edge. But once he got to the edge, he showed his speed down the far sideline.
Wow, yeah.
But all for naught as it will come back and put Independence back inside the 10 and replay 3rd down.
Okay, after this play, Maris, I'll give you a few scores.
Okay. So on 3rd and a lot, as they have the ball inside the 10, they got to get out to the 35-yard line, and they're going to run something safe up the middle. And there's a nice run. And it's a good hard run up over the 25-yard line, and that is Price with a good hard run.
Yeah, Judah Price, he is the lightning to Atticus's thunder, but Atticus showed a lot of lightning just now on the play that didn't count. And right now in the first quarter, in the second period, Beckley Woodrow Wilson is up 14-6 on Riverside. Shady Spring is up 7-0 over Tug Valley in the first quarter, and Cabell Midland's up 14-7 over Spring Valley at the half.
Appreciate that. As it's 4th down, it's a punting time for Independence. But boy, that's one thing, John Lilly. He'll be, the penalty erasing the big touchdown run by Addis Goodson. And Eric, if anybody was ever, we know what a good athlete he is, but if anybody ever questioned his speed, man, he just ran away from the Liberty team and the Liberty defender on that one.
He ran away from the angle and the trail guy, and that's hard to do. That shows that you have a burst, and I was very impressed. Here's another game we talked about: Morgantown 21, South Charleston 12.
Wow. Well, we've got 2:35 left here in the first half. It's 25-0 in favor of Independence in what has been an extremely long first half. That's okay. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap the first half. Eric will have stats, and we'll try to update you on some scores, as this is the first full Friday night of high school football. There were a few games played last night. Summers County beat Pikeview 36-7 last night. Also, George Washington, very impressive, shutting out St. Albans 49-0, Eric.
Yeah, and very impressive win by George Washington over Crosstown, or down the river rival. And Summers County, very impressive victory for them as well. In the battle, they deemed that, I think, the battle of the Bluestone.
Yes.
All these games are, turning these games into rival games, which is good for the kids.
It is good. It's good for the community, good for the sport. So out of the timeout, it's going to be 4th down for Independence. 4th and 11, they will be in punt formation. So Liberty, Eric, will still have they'll have a timeout and 2:35 in which to work with to try to get some points before halftime.
And the thing that they benefited from, a couple of bonehead penalties by the Independence Patriots that definitely need cleaned up. But right here, you're going to be in a chance with great field position.
Here comes the kick, the punt, And it's going to take an Independence bounce and will go inside the 45, roll out of bounds about the 42 or 43. So once again, Liberty will have good field position to start this drive, as Liberty will have it up over the 40-yard line. So it'll be a first down.
So right now, what are you going to see from Independence here, I think, is with 2:24 to go in this first half and penalties getting you, I think you're going to probably just play basic base defense, stop the run, zone on the back end a little bit, and, and just nothing over top if you're the corners and the safety.
Well, like I said, with 2:24 left in the first half, Liberty has one timeout. They have the ball in their own 42. They got good field position. And, Eric, I think if you're Liberty, and you would agree, they desperately see if they can come away. And now Liberty had to take their final timeout, and I'm not sure, that's what they wanted to do. Maybe they didn't have the right personnel. But during a possession exchange, Eric, you hate to take your last timeout there. But even though the clock does stop on first downs.
Yeah, and you had to take it. I think they're struggling right now with personnel because Sims, I think, was one of the players that was hurt in the targeting incident. So I don't know if he got his ankle rolled. So that's really taking your bell cow away from you right there. So if you're Coach Mark Workman, you're just really trying to do something. If you have some kind of trick play, something to try to get some momentum back in this game.
Well, I think what's really important is first down. And I think that's really hurt Liberty tonight, and give Independence credit, because I think they've been behind the chains most of the night. They've got minimal, or they've lost yardage on first down. They've been in second and long for the biggest part, third and long. They've had a few manageable fourth down, manageable third down, but by and large, it has been second and long.
Yeah, second and long, and that's a tough row to hoe, so to speak. And if you're young and you're undersized up front, you really need something, that can get some momentum and keep Independence just pinning their ears back now and just really playing A-B gap, which means they're controlling the line of scrimmage.
So on 1st and 10 with twin receivers here to the bottom of your screen, twins to the top of the screen. They're going to run the ball, and it is going to get a couple of yards, and that's it, up to the 45-yard line. That was a hard-earned 3 yards.
And that was a good run. That was all on the running back.
And let's see who that might be Sims in there. I can't tell.
No, I don't. I think he's on the side.
No, he is. That is. We'll have to pull up the roster for that.
Yeah. This first half here, a couple key injuries to major guys.
Yeah, Petrie was the ball carrier there and gets the ball out to the 45-yard line. He got 3 on the play. So it's going to be second down and 7, clock turning, 1:48 left in the half.
Yeah, Peyton Petrie is in the backfield, 32 for.
Williams waits on the shotgun snap, and he's going to be a running play here to the near side. Over midfield, first down, Dodrell down inside the 40. And one of the better plays that Liberty's had tonight is Dodrell picks up the first down.
Yeah, and right here on this play, they caught the defensive end getting sucked in, crashing down for the Independence Patriots. And Dodrell does a great job once he turned the corner and turning on the Jets and picking up a first down.
17-yard gain. That's probably the best offensive play of the night for Liberty. And it'll be a first down at the 38-yard line. So at the Independence 38, Liberty sets up shop, first down with 1:12 left in the half. They don't have any timeouts left. They have twin receivers to the far side. Here's the shotgun snap. They're going to try to run the ball inside. And that's going to be a minimal gain. But what this does, Eric, that eats up a lot of clock.
Yeah, and right now I think you have to get in the huddle here. If you do get in the huddle, signal into plays. You should have your 2 or 3. Oh, we had an injury.
Yeah.
But back to what I was stating, you need to have a couple of plays caught at the line of scrimmage and go in hurry-up mode here.
And I'm not sure on the high school level, Eric, that if you have an injury in the last minute or last couple minutes, I don't think they have a 10-second runoff in high school if you don't have a timeout.
Okay.
Well, normally you would get a 10-second runoff.
You want me to go over a few scores?
Yeah, if you got a minute.
This
yes.
going?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, right now across in Fayette County, Clay County 16, Midland Trail 14, Oak Hill 7, Nicholas County 7 in the second quarter. Greenbrier East 19, Point Pleasant 14 at the half, and Wyoming East 14, Westside 0. And down in Buffalo, Greenbrier West is up 8-6 at halftime.
So here comes a second down play. The clock's still turning. Approaching 30 seconds left in the half. They're going to try to run the ball with Dodrell, and he's going to have a big loss back to the 45. That was a really nice defensive play by the young man from Independence.
Yeah, great outside linebacker play. Talked about him earlier in the broadcast.
Yeah, that's Jordan Harvey.
Jordan Harvey. He is one of the returning defensive players. You know, he has fresh legs, so he's one of the few. He doesn't go both ways, so he's all out on defense. And he's a little winded here, but he's been all over the football field tonight.
And Liberty's not going to run another play, and that's how the half is going to come to an end. So at the end of the first half, your score is Independence 25 and Liberty nothing. You're watching live streaming coverage of the Raleigh County High School Football Game of the Week on video production.
Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
And we welcome you back to Liberty High School in Glen Daniel. I'm Maris Lowry along with Eric Thomas. We have Chris Farish on stats, and also we have Andrew Boland producing tonight's game. And once again at the break, 25-0 is the lead for Independence, and this is how it got that way. Is Independence on their first possession of the ball game, they went 68 yards in four plays. They got a 53-yard run from Price, the PAT good, 7-0 Independence at the 10-17 mark of the opening quarter. At the 6:41 mark of the opening quarter, it was Goodson, and he had the 1-yard run. The PAT was no good. That was a 5-play, 74-yard drive, put Independence up 13-0. Then Independence had Phelan a 5-yard run. That was a 6-play, 65-yard drive, and that was the score at the end of the first quarter, 19-0. Into the second quarter with 7:29 left in the half. Independence got a Bauer 3-yard run, and that was off of a nice handoff, and Independence defense got an interception that set up a short field, 3 plays, 29 yards, and at the break, your score is Independence. They're in front, 25-0. We're going to take our first halftime break. When we come back, Eric will recap and give you some stats of the first half as you are watching live streaming coverage of the Raleigh County High School Football Game of the Week on video production.
Sections include Mickey Mouse March, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, It's a Small World, and the Avengers Team.
Sell your vehicle. Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
We welcome you back to Glen Daniel, the campus of Liberty High School. I'm Maris Lowry along with Eric Thomas, and at the break, Independence is in control 25-0. And for the stats of the first half, here's Eric.
Yeah, well, the stats are indicative of the score, 25-0 Independence. And they have 259 total yards, Maris, 214 of which came on the ground. And leading the way is Mr. Do Everything, Atticus Goodson. He had 13 carries, 89 yards, and 1 touchdown. Judah Price toted it twice for 70 yards, won a 53-yard score in the first period to put Independence up early, 7-0, and he has 1 touchdown. Logan Phelan, his last 2 carries were of -7 and -1, and he still has 58 net yards on 7 carries and a touchdown. Trey Bowers carried it 3 times for -3 yards, but he also found the end zone. So they're doing it all on the ground, and Logan Phelan is 1 for 1, one of 2 passing for 45 yards. And that's 259 total yards, and Trey Bowers leads the way with 1 catch for 45 yards.
Yeah, pretty amazing that Independence held Liberty only 46 yards of total offense in that first half.
Yeah, 46 total yards of offense, all on the ground. Led by Sims, he's carried the ball 4 times for 26 yards, and Dodrell 9 carries for 17 yards, and for a total of 46 yards, and they've thrown the ball 3 times and 2 incompletions and 1 interception.
And, Eric, I think you would agree that at 25-0 it could be even worse because Independence did have a touchdown called back. It could easily be 31-32 now.
And it was of the 94-yard variety, too. I mean, it was a great run. We didn't have a chance to see the result of the personal foul, but it was they're lucky to be only down 25-0.
And you take a look at the drive charts here in the first half, Eric, that Independence had 5 possessions, which they scored 4 of the 5, and they scored the first 3 times they had the ball. And for Liberty, they really struggled offensively. They went 3 and out, and then they were going 3 and out on their second possession, but they got a penalty against Independence that kept the drive alive. They went out on downs, they threw a pick, then they had a punt, and then they had the half. So they really haven't mustered up much, and the score is very indicative of that. 25-0 at the break. We're going to take a halftime break. We'll come back, and we'll see if we can catch you up on some scores around, at least around the region, if not the state, here on the first full Friday night of high school football, as you are watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football on Video Productions.
College football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
That's the only thing I need.
tight up in here.
The second song by the Raiders is all of all the recognized.
Is that your 50-50, all that loot you got? No, but I'm saying, is that the loot y'all collected?
Yeah. We can almost guarantee that if you pull a random stranger off the street and play Ernie Becca's Inedible 8 note and intro, they will immediately respond with just take those old records off the shelf.
Y'all don't want all this moving. Once I get it moving, I can stop. Yeah, I've been wondering for it, and that's what I tried to do too much. Just call it.
The guy next to us might have scores. I saw him.
Yeah, you might ask him. See if
Okay.
ask him, see if he's got them.
Okay, well, I think our ad restarted. I'm not sure, so you have a little bit more time.
That's okay.
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, a little more time is okay. That's.
You have about a minute. We have a minute and 10 minutes.
No, this should be 3 minutes.
Okay, well, I don't know what happened. I guess it was paused.
I don't know. I don't know anything technical wise on that end. I just know how I sold it and just make it work.
So, it'll come back on in
I know.
55 seconds.
It's all good. See Adam Tony's on it. It's all good.
Yeah, that's refreshing.
Just make it work.
But, okay, I'm really confused because it looks black.
No, we still got a couple minutes.
She's got it right here.
All right. When we come back, I'll have you give them.
Okay. Yeah. I'm there.
Yeah. Hey, we look just alike, don't we? Yeah. We're like, you know what they call us night and day. You can't tell which one's night, which one's day. That's right. Actually, you know what they call us? We're like black man and Robin. That's what they call us. That's true. That's funny, ain't it? It is.
Okay, they're down.
And the third song, I Get Around, is a song written by Brian Wilson and Mike Love for American rock band The Beach Boys. It was released as a single in May 1964 with Don't Worry Baby as the B-side and became the group's first #1 charting song in the United States. I Get Around.
And we welcome you back to Glen Daniel, West Virginia, here at Liberty High School. Along with Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry. And Eric, I think you have some scores here.
Yeah, in the AAA games we talked about, South Charleston is losing to Morgantown right now, 21-18. Princeton's up 14-0 over Lincoln County. Jefferson 27. Millbrook, Virginia 10, Hurricane 20, Winfield 0, Huntington 21, Parkersburg 7 in the second quarter, and Woodrow Wilson's up 21-12 in the second quarter. In the AA scores, we have the score. The independent score here is 25-0. Lincoln's up 22-0 over Braxton County, and Polka's up 21-0 at halftime over Nitro.
And there was a double game last night too, right? Fairmont. I think you had it there for a minute. There was a game last night. Scroll down here, right there. North
Marion 28, East Fairmont 21.
Yeah, that game was played last night.
Oh, and here's a new one just popped up. Herbert Hoover 14, Scott 3 in the second quarter. Wyoming East 14, West Side 0.
Okay.
In single A, we have Madonna up 45-0 over Bellsville, Ohio. Greenbrier West 8, Buffalo 6 in the third quarter. And Doddridge County 13, South Harrison 0. East Hardy 18, Gilmer County nothing. And that was the Metro News Class A single game of the week. And Logan, AA Logan 14, Man 0 in the second quarter.
And that's what we got right now. Of course, there was a game last night which Summers County defeated Pikeview 36-7.
Yep.
So there's your scoreboard for what we have. Thank you. We appreciate the fine people here in the press box at Liberty High School helping us out and assisting us on our way. So at the break, it is 25-0. We'll go ahead and take our final halftime break, and we'll come back and get you ready for the second half. as you are watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football here on Video Productions.
Is Hank, and I'm coming clean. Everyone I know thinks I know something about plumbing. Oh, I look the part. I talk the talk. I have all the tools, snake, pipe wrenches, torches, but I can't fix anything. I can't even flush a toilet. What they don't know is I've been calling Modley's Plumbing and Heating. They're fully licensed and insured. I just simply call 304-253-HELP, and here they come down the road to fix the problem. It just feels so good to get rid of the guilt.
Coach Bob Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
And we welcome you back to Glen Daniel, West Virginia, here at Liberty High School with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. As at the break, it's a 25-0 lead in favor of Independence. We also have Chris Farish on stats, and Andrew Bolin is producing tonight's ball game. Well, Eric, 25-0, and we're about a couple minutes away from starting the second half. And keys to the second half are brought to you by Beckley Auto Mall. Go get the keys to a brand new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle. See Rick Lewis, Chuck Bentley, Mike Earhart, or John Fornash at Beckley Auto Mall GMC. So, Eric, first of all, let's put you in the locker room of Independence. Your head coach, John Lilly, what are your keys for the second half?
Clean up the penalties. Point blank. That's it. I think he's probably pleased offensively. Everything has been dead ball. Not much holding, not any holding. Nothing on the holding variety. Everything's been a dead ball penalty as far as, like, you know, extracurricular things like that. So if you clean that up, you're going to be better off in the second half.
And if you're Mark Workman in the Liberty locker room, what are you saying to the troops?
You have to take advantage of this great field position that's been offered to you. I guarantee you their average field position is probably 37, 38-yard line.
Well, if we take a look at Liberty, they started their first possession on their own 39. Then they had the ball on their own 37. They had it on their own 47, their own 49, their own 48, and their own 42. So I'd say you were right on it, because they've had excellent field position. And one of the big plays that didn't happen for Liberty was a play that they could have had a big play that could have kept a nice drive alive, and they dropped a pass on the near sideline.
And that's my second key. If you think about the 2 opportunities they had to really, you know, to get in Independence territory, they dropped a wide open pass. In the second one, after they had a great end around run, they turned around and lost 13 yards right back.
Right.
I mean, so if he's talking to his guys, you need to capitalize on your field position, and play good sound football and try to get some first downs. I mean, baby steps.
Well, Liberty will get the ball to start the second half, and I think it's very important for them that they cannot go 3 and out. They've got to have something. Even, I mean, obviously you want to score, but even if you don't score a touchdown, Eric, you just cannot go 3 and out and give the ball right back to Independence.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you have to do. You have to come out. You're going to get great field position if Sims is able to come back, and that's one key. He was hurt in that second quarter, and we didn't see him the rest of the second half. But if he's able to come back, they're not going to kick it deep. You're going to end up with the ball at least the 40.
And that's pretty much what it has been, up over the 35 on every possession.
Every possession.
And as you mentioned about Independence, and John Lilly has to be pleased, like you said, they haven't had any face masking, they haven't dropped any passes, they haven't fumbled. They've just had a couple of penalties they need to clean up, but they have really dominated this first half, and obviously the score shows that in 25-0. And defensively, is for the points they put on offense, but holding Liberty to less than 50 yards of total offense in the first half.
And you'll hang your hat on that any time. You know, the old adage is offensive plays, you know, they get the fans to scream and holler, but the defense is what's going to take you to the, you know, promised land as far as winning a championship.
Well, as we all say, in any sport, defense has to travel, and on the road tonight, their defense has been really good. Independence has made their way back on the field. You can see them over there on the far side. And Liberty going through some final warm-ups into the end zone to our right, and we should be ready to start the second half momentarily. But while we got a minute, Eric, next week, we will week 2 we'll be at the brand new turf over at Shady Spring High School, as Shady Spring will take on Nicholas County. And as far as I know, that is a 7:30 kick, which means we would air at 7:15 and have the kick for you right here on Video Productions in our Raleigh County high school football schedule. Looking forward to that, to being at the new turf, as Shady opened up the field tonight, and they were ahead, I think, the last time that the last score we got.
Yeah, and that's going to be a great game, because last year, and I know it's a different year, but that was a shootout. I think both teams, the last person with the ball basically won that game. So looking forward to some fireworks over there at Shady Spring.
Yeah, Nicholas County, we're playing at Oak Hill tonight, and as I mentioned, Shady at home against Tug Valley, and we'll be there next Friday night at Shady for that one. But for both of these teams, they're open next week. I do think both Liberty, I know Independence is open next week, and I think Liberty is open as well. So moments away of starting the second half, and now they've put a couple more minutes. But I don't know if it's me, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but this has been a very, very long first half, very long game.
Yeah, the opening kick was at 7:40.
7:40. It's 9:13 now, and we still put another 2 minutes back on the clock. So, I mean, you and I got nowhere to go tonight. No, I don't have a curfew anymore. I haven't had a curfew for a long time, so I'm okay.
And I'm riding with you, so anything that happens to me,
anytime if you get home past your curfew, that means I got to explain it to your wife, right?
That's right.
And I know how tough she can be. If you're watching Regina, you know I'm only kidding. Well, moments away of the second half. The next time, Eric, you and I will see Independence will be 2 weeks from tonight, and it will be their home opener. As I mentioned, they're off next week, and they'll have a tough home opener as they'll take on the Polka Dots.
Yeah, we talked about that. I don't know if it was a little in our pregame, but both teams preseason top 5, and the Polka Dots, they usually travel well. They're perennial playoff team, so that'll be a great measuring stick for the Independence Patriots.
Well, Independence has to be pleased with what they've seen through that first half, that first 24 minutes, as they lead 25-0, and Liberty will get the ball to start the second half. We'll just have to see which way that Independence will kick. But right now, Independence of halfway of getting their first win of the season and trying to get a little redemption maybe, as Independence lost at Coal City last year to these Liberty Raiders 36-26, and they put up 26 last year against Liberty, and they got 25 here in the first half tonight.
And the thing they want to do is hoist that trophy that was donated. I guess the winner of the game keeps the trophy and engraves the final score on it, and you get to keep it for a calendar year. And I guess Pioneer Bank sponsored that, and that's all they're looking forward to this last 24 minutes of football.
Yeah, saw Greg Shoup here tonight from Pioneer Bank, a good friend. Glad he was able to make it by. Of course, as you mentioned, this is a big game that Pioneer Bank is the major sponsor of. Pioneer Community Bank, also glad to have them part of our video production sponsor, is now the captains are out at center field there, or midfield, I should say. I guess you could call it the center of the field, midfield. I'm thinking a little baseball. We are coming down to the stretch in Major League Baseball, round and third, headed for home on the Major League Baseball season. So Liberty will get the ball. Just depends on what direction Independence is going to kick, and looks like Independence will kick left to right.
Facing the scoreboard.
So Independence will kick off. Liberty will have the ball to start the second half. 25-0 is the lead. Independence scored the first 3 times they had the ball to take a 19-0 lead in the first quarter, and then they added on a touchdown in the second quarter. Really, the only thing, Eric, I guess you could say that Independence really hasn't done well offense. They have missed 3 extra points tonight.
Yeah, 3 extra points and a
touchdown callback.
Touchdown callback.
They missed 2 from placement, or 1 2-pointer, and they've had a touchdown callback as Independence has got it teed up.
And Ryan Sims has tried now. That's good to see. He's going to go back deep for the Liberty Raiders to try to receive this kick. Well, he'll never see it, though.
He'll be on the far side, or actually they're going to put him right in the middle of the field, and the ball is teed up on the 40. And we are ready to start the second half with Independence in front, 25-0. But each of the previous kickoffs for Independence have been squib kicks, and as you mentioned, Harry, it has led to excellent starting field position for Liberty. So we got it teed up. And we're ready to start the second half. 25-0 lead for Independence. Here's the kick. It's going to be a squibber right down the middle of the field, and it gets by the line, and it's picked up this time by Sims. He's able to get it, and he gets over the 35, up over the 40. He's up near midfield, across midfield, or maybe right down at midfield. So the ball was actually able to get to Sims, and Independence not able to get the ball.
And it's proven the reason why Independence has squibbed the football the whole game. Sims is very dangerous in the open field. He did a great job of corralling that ball that went through 2 other teammates and taking it over midfield.
So Liberty will start right at midfield with a first down, and very important for Liberty to see if they can get some momentum and they can go down and get back in the game and get a score. They have a first down right at midfield. They'll work out of the gun. It'll be a running play to Dodrell, and he's in trouble. He's going to lose yardage. There was just no running lane, and he's going to lose 5 yards back to his own 45-yard line.
Yeah, and that was Atticus Goodson coming up from his outside linebacker position, closing the gap real quick and making a tackle for a loss there.
They're going to say his knee hit at the 46, so they'll put him at the 46. But first down has been so important, and that's where Liberty has really got behind the chains tonight.
Yeah, and that's not what you wanted coming right out of halftime is a negative play. And they got a great return, and they're going the opposite way already.
So second down and 14 for Liberty. Have the ball on their own 46-yard line. They'll work out of the gun. They have a receiver at the top of your screen. Here's the snap. And it's going to be a running play. Dodd will get it. Not much run rooming there. And he's going to lose another yard. They're going to get him back to the 45 on this one, and it's going to be 3rd and long. But, Eric, on those direct snaps, there's just not really been any running lanes for the Liberty runners.
Yeah, great pursuit. And I got to give it up to my main man again. Watch 55, Brady Grimmett, in the middle of this anchor of this defense, the nose tackle. He not only plays great over the ball, but he pursues the ball very well. They have a good player in that kid.
So here comes a 3rd down and 15 for Liberty on their own 45-yard line. You figure they're going to pass the play. They put Dodrell in motion. They fake it to him. They come back with inside hand off to Sims. He's got running room. He breaks a tackle, and he almost broke the big one as he crosses the 45 of Independence down near the 42-yard line. Close enough, Eric. I think they'll go for it on this 4th down play.
Yeah, but great shoestring tackle there by a host of Independence players. Sims has a really good burst. Once he finds the hole and he sees the hole, he doesn't tiptoe through it, Maris. He hits the gap and he's gone.
So it's 4th and 2. Sims able to get him in position to get 13 on that 3rd down and 15 play. So 4th and 2 at the Independence 42. They've got one receiver to the top of the screen. They've got one here in the slot. They'll work out of the gun. On 4th and 2, put a man in motion. It's going to be inside handoff to Dodrell, and he's not going to get there. Independence, he fumbled the
ball.
Fumbled the but it wouldn't matter even if he didn't fumble. Independence had him stopped, and Independence turns Liberty over on downs as they try to go with some misdirection on the inside handoff, and Independence there able to make the play.
And that on that particular play right there, they took Ryan Sims and put him out wide a little bit and ran a fake motion to try to get the defense to shift. And Independence and Patriots are doing a great job at staying at home, playing the running lanes.
So on the turnover, they hold them over on downs. Independence with excellent field position to start their first drive of the second half. They'll start on their own 46-yard line. And I've got to wait on a player to get back into the game. And coming right back in there at the last minute there. And get a player, and he'll give Goodson the ball. And he's got a nice run. He's not done yet. Breaks a tackle. He's inside the 40. He's down inside the 35. This may go inside the 20, the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown. There's a penalty flag down.
On the field, I think it's coming back.
So this could be the second touchdown called back, and I think it's going to get called back as Addis Goodson able to get into the end zone. Oh, they're going to call a false start.
Yeah, well, someone ran in late the play and didn't. You have to come to a 1 second rest before the play starts. So
yeah,
they would have been better off just going with 10 right there.
Yeah, Colton Caron, he came in late and he wasn't set, and that's going to cost Independence a touchdown.
And that was how long of a run was that?
Well, that would have been 54 yards from the 46.
So think about this, and our stat man can probably add this up. He had a 96-yard run called back and a 46-yard run called back. So he could be well over 200 yards rushing right now.
That would have been a 54-yard because that was on their own 46.
Yeah. So a 54-yarder and a 96-yarder called back.
Yeah, now the ball goes back to the 41-yard line on the penalty. And it'll be 1st and 15, and they'll run it to the far side. This is getting to the outside is Price down the sideline to the 40, to the 20. Nice hard run that time by Judah Price as he had a big run in the first half. I don't see any laundry there, and that's a big gainer for Price as they run him out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line, put him down at the Liberty 31.
And Judah Price shows once again why he needs to touch the ball a lot more. Once he gets to that second level, Maris, he has just an extra gear. And he does a really good job of setting his blockers up.
So he carries the mail from his own 41 to the Liberty 31. Here's a quick pass on to the top of the screen on the far side in front of the Independence bench, and it'll be a minimal gain.
Yeah, a great play call there, though. They're playing a little soft corner, and they just came up and threw the ball to Colton Carson over on the far sideline, and he picks up a quick 4.
Here comes the second down play. There's Price. He fumbled the ball, and it's recovered by Independence. They'll keep the ball about the Liberty 28-yard line.
Yeah, Judah took a little shot there, but it's imperative to hold on to the football. That's the first time we've seen it laying on the turf for the Patriots tonight.
So Liberty will have it. Beg your pardon, Independence will have it at the Liberty 28-yard line, and a third down play coming up. They'll work out of the gun, out of the pistol formation. Receiver here wide to the near side. They'll give the ball to Goodson. He's got a big hole inside the 20, and he's tripped up and knocked down close to the 15, but it will be enough for an Independence first down.
And right now, Maris, Independence line, the big, 288-pound average size of the line is just really wearing on the Liberty front four.
And Independence with tempo going fast. They have a first down at the 17-yard line of Liberty. Here's another running play. Goodson takes it to the outside. He's going to get inside the pylon and into the end zone for an Independence touchdown.
And right here on the replay, we can dial this replay up. I mean, this is a 20-yard run, Mayor?
17-yard run.
17-yard run, and I don't think he gets a hand laid on him. If we can go to the Little General instant replay.
So the drive of 54 yards in 5 plays. And Addison Goodson polishes off as we see it on the replay there, Eric.
Yes, I mean, look, he's just untouched, just rumbles into the end zone.
They go for 2. Price gets the ball. There's a penalty on Independence. That's going to be a hold or a legal block. Either way, it's going to come back and nullify.
It's coming back right here, but I think there's going to get a hold on the edge, right? That's how Judah Price was able to get the edge, so they'll walk it back 5 yards. It'll be a 10-yarder.
So, Eric, Independence starts the second half the way they start the first half on a touchdown scoring drive, and Goodson able to get in the end zone from 17 yards out.
Yeah, they're going to replay the down and go for 2 here, or they're going to kick it.
They'll probably go for 2 as they bring the ball back.
Yeah, they're going trips right here to the near side.
Yeah, that's a 10-yard penalty, so they're going to bring the ball back to looks like the 12-yard line maybe. Or no, maybe right there at the 14.
Hey, the way they're lined up, look for maybe a draw or a quick slant.
And let's see what they do. They're going to throw it. Pressure comes, and down it goes, and they don't get the 2-point play. But Independence strikes again, and they take a 31-0 lead at the 8:04 mark of the third quarter. And once again, that was a 5-play, 54-yard drive. And with 8:04 left in the third, as I mentioned, 31-0. So Independence now, Eric, has had 6 drives, and they've scored on 5 of them.
And just what the doctor ordered coming right out of halftime, too.
Let's see if you got any other scores.
I had no updates yet.
So 31-0 as Liberty will now receive the kickoff, as Independence now has been very efficient on offense. And, you know, Eric, for a first game, I mean, of course, you know, both teams are going to make some mistakes, and Independence, no question, has made some. But they've made a lot of really good plays on both sides of the ball tonight.
And the only thing, if you're Independence, that you're going to harp on in practice is that don't kill yourself with penalties, and you know, bonehead penalties. And they've had several. They've nullified 2 touchdowns, an extra point. I mean, that's taking points off the board. This game could easily be
40-something to nothing.
47 to nothing.
Yeah,
48
easy.
to nothing.
Yeah,
easy.
But it's 31-0 right now with 8:04 here left in quarter number 3. And Independence will come out and kick it off. But Independence has been very efficient. They scored 3 touchdowns the first 3 times they had the ball. They led 19-0 at the end of the first quarter. They led 25-0 at the break. And their lead has extended to 31-0 here on their first drive of quarter number 3. So 8:04 to go in third quarter, and it'll be a kickoff for Independence.
Hey, I don't know a lot, and in my analyst right here, I can almost guarantee that this ball is going to be squibbed somewhere in the direction of number 2.
And here we go, and you are right. It does. It's squibbed right up the middle, and Liberty's on it at the 39. But the thing about it is, it hasn't mattered where Liberty has started. It's been finishing, and they've not been able to really finish any drives.
And that's good. That's a good analogy from the Independence coaching staff. You're keeping the ball away from Liberty's clearly their best player is Ryan Sims, and you saw what he could do with the opening kickoff. That he almost broke it had not been for a shoestring tackle. So this is the smart play: kick it, squib it, and play defense.
So Liberty will start on their own 40-yard line with a first down. And Independence in complete control, leading 31-0. So they work out of the gun, put a man in motion. Here's the snap. They'll fake it to him. Quarterback Williams will keep it, and he'll get a couple yards. About 3, maybe 4. Thought the ball came loose for a minute, but it didn't. But once again, got a little extra activity going on.
Well, I will say this. They bring a lot of hats to the football. They be an Independence defense. It's not just one guy. It's 7 or 8 guys swarming to the football, and that's what you need when you play great team defense.
4-yard run that time for Williams. 5'10", 185-pound senior.
4 tough yards.
Yes, it was. Clock continuing to roll. 7:20 and counting here in quarter number 3. 2nd and 6 for Liberty on their own 44-yard line. They'll work out of the gun. Put a man in motion. That's Sims. They'll try to hand the ball off. And wow, Independence.
He took a shot. I'm sorry, Mary, it's not to overtalk you, but right there. But
blows
that
up
was
the play.
An amazing tackle.
And that wasn't Sims. They faked it to him, and they try to come back on the reverse, kind of like inside or fake the inside, give it to the outside, and it's going to lose a couple yards back to the 42-yard line.
Yes, this Independence defense is dialed in, and we knew after we watched the Bluefield scrimmage that they were going to have a top-notch type of defense.
Well, I was very impressed with how athletic and how fast the overall team speed of Independence.
Yes, they have some speed. They're strong in the trenches. I mean, they have what it's going to take to make a move in the playoffs.
So it'll be 3rd and 8 here for Liberty. They put Dodrell in motion. They fake it to him. They're going to roll. There's a flag, and I think they're going to get Dodrell for illegal motion. But
I'm declining this.
Yeah, Independence going to take the result of the play because it was a big loss back inside the 35, and it's going to bring up a punting situation for Liberty.
And once again, Independence, you guys just need to really, right now in this type of game, you don't want to do anything that will stop you from playing a week after next. Meaning don't get baited into any kind of extracurricular things, throwing punches or anything like that. Just play some straight-up football and have fun.
We've got a slight injury there of one of the Liberty players.
I think it's a cramp. Is that our first cramp? Or?
Yeah, could be. As humid as it's been, I think it is a cramp. They're stretching him out. But it's going to be 4th down. They will take the result of the play, and the loss, the forward progress is going to put the ball at the 40-yard line. So it's going to bring 4th and 10. And, Eric, as I mentioned earlier, starting and finishing, this drive is going to finish where it started. Right there on the 40-yard line.
And if you're Independence, you're Liberty not yet probably have 70 total yards. And 6:19 to go in the 3rd period.
And, Eric, I know you want to keep your starters out there, but on a hot, humid night with a 31-0 lead, and I'm not saying if you're Independent you make wholesale changes, but maybe you want to start putting maybe a few backups in, kind of sprinkle them in a little bit with some of the starters.
Yeah, because right now you want to build some depth too. You're gonna have these games. You've already had been bitten by a couple injuries. We don't know the fate of Logan Phelan, so you're down on starting quarterback. So that means Trey Bowers has had to move from his wide receiver position to the starting quarterback position. So now you have his backup in. So you might want to mix in some other players.
And that point is so well taken because the backup, he was the one that got on the field late that and the wide receiver that caused the touchdown.
Because he wasn't used to being
because
in
he wasn't used in there and he wasn't set. Right. So you've got to get players some experience, and here's a chance to do that.
That's what
mental error.
Mental error. We talked about it.
Right.
You have to prepare. If you're the second guy on the line, meaning the depth chart, you have to prepare like you're going to be in the game.
Right.
So you need to know, like I wasn't prepared when I left the house today,
We won't get into that. Here's a 4th down punt, and it's a high snap, pretty good kick under the circumstances. It's going to take maybe a Liberty bounce. Yes, it will. It'll roll inside the 35-yard line, and Liberty will down it right there at the 34-yard line. So Liberty goes 3 and out. And Independence will take over on their own 34-yard line, leading in the ball game by the score of 31-0. So 1st and 10 for Independence. 6:07 remaining 3rd quarter. Patriots have the ball on their own 34-yard line. And it's still a very hot, humid night here tonight. And like you talked about, Eric, you got to be hydrated. And it has been, you want to keep hydrated, keep water, keep Gatorade, because, like I said, even we had a delay because of lightning. It's still been very humid.
Okay, after this play, Maris, I'm going to give us an update on the scoreboard. We're going to have to send a shout out to one of our listeners. Well, a good high school friend of mine, Jack Quidd, is sending the scores in. Look, he got his little
got his own sheet.
He got his own pad out writing them down. I really appreciate it getting us in. So right now, at the half, Beckley 21, Riverside 12. Nicholas County in the start of the 4th quarter up 27-19 over Oak Hill. And Cabell Midland 28, Spring Valley. Ooh, this is big. 28-13 in the 4th.
Wow, the penalty was on Independence for delay of game, so it's 1st and 15. There's a running play. That'll get up over the 30, not quite back to the original line of scrimmage. And that was Addis Goodson on the carry.
Okay, to continue with the scoreboard, Shady Springs 16, Tug Valley 0 at the half. Oh, Point Pleasant has come back to take the lead in the 4th quarter, 22-19 over Greenbrier East. And Independence future opponent Polka up 28-7 in the 4th quarter.
On 2nd down, here's a running play, and there's going to be a 1st down on the far side, out almost near midfield, knocked out of bounds right there in front of the Independence bench, about the 48, 49-yard line.
And I think that was Atticus. Was that Atticus?
Yes,
Goodson?
It was. Addis Goodson on another carry, and he's taking himself out of the game, it looks like.
Yeah, he's probably a little winded.
A little winded?
He's run 140 some yards on 2 touchdowns that have been called back.
So that'll be a first down. They'll move the chains, have the ball on their own 49-yard line. That was a 16-yard carry by Goodson on that play. First down play, right up the gut, into Liberty territory with a running play.
I think that was Trey Bowers on the keeper.
Put the ball down at the 48-yard line of Liberty.
Yeah, so right now Independence just methodically moving the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage, and moving it down the field.
Right,
eating
the
that
clock. Right. We're just under 5 minutes. And
we have another injury. I think we're cramping again.
Cramp, like I said, it's very, very hot out there and humid.
I was talking to Chris, our great stat man, right before we went on the air, and I said the over-under probably was 4 or 5. So we're 3. We're a little under right now on the cramps.
Yep. I can see if I can get a water.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with the scoreboard here. We have at halftime, Wyoming East 14, Westside 6. Greenbrier West in a tight one at Buffalo, 14-14 in the third period. And James Monroe, 19, Sherman 8 in the third quarter.
Well, all this talk about heat's made me thirsty, Eric, so I'm going to have a little refreshments while we tend to the injured Liberty player on the field.
And we appreciate the fine people up here in the Liberty press box. We're dealing with all this hot air that Maris is producing.
Well, I will tell you this, Eric. They're so nice up here. They have such a spread, and they have all this nice drink. I think I could live up in this press box.
Well, if I'm going to live here, we need to implement a little AC.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I don't think – hopefully it's not always going to be this hot up here. Hope not. But maybe if I'd be quiet, we wouldn't have so much as hot air, we'd be all right. But anyway, the young man for Liberty there, get his name.
That's Petrie. That's Petrie.
He looks like he's cramped up.
I can remember this. I think that's Peyton Petrie, correct?
Yes.
My son's name is Peyton, so I better get that one right.
I hope he's watching. Get a shout-out to Peyton Thomas at Marshall University. Hope Peyton's looking in tonight here on Video Productions.
No, I think he mutes us.
No, well, he does that. I know when we're around him in person, I didn't know he did it through the game as well. Well, as we come back to play, it'll be a second down play for Independence. They have the ball across midfield at the Liberty 48-yard line. Clock now continues to roll with 4:50 left here in the third quarter. 31-0 the lead. Here's a quick pitch coming near side. And that's Price. He's got running room. He's inside the 40 to the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. And there's no laundry behind him. Touchdown.
And he's hurt in the end zone.
A 48-yard run by Judah Price. And I think he's cramping up as he gets into the end zone to extend the lead to 37-0.
Well, maybe let's go to our little general replay here and see how this play ended. But I have a vote later on, and I might have to write his name in.
A vote as who's going to be the most valuable player as we watch it on the little general replay.
Right, so let's see at the end of this run. Great run. Did he get tackled? He just came up lame. It's a cramp.
Yep.
So that's cramp number 4, so I'm hitting my mark there, Chris. And right now, Judah Price is setting at 153 yards rushing on 5 rushes, 4 carries. Yep, that might be the Pioneer.
Pioneer player of the game. That's a 48-yard touchdown run, and that is 4 plays, 66 yards on the drive.
Two-point
conversion is good with Addison Goodson, and they will extend the lead to 39-0. So a 4-play, 66-yard drive. Price finishes it off with a 48-yard touchdown run. And Price showed excellent speed once he broke through the initial line, Eric, to get in the end zone for the touchdown.
He is shifty. He wears number 10, so I hope would he be old enough to know who Steve Slayton is, Maris? Probably, yeah.
Well, let's see. He
Maybe
would be,
not.
right? Let's see. Do the math? No.
Well, if he doesn't,
next
time I talk to him, I'm going to say, Google Steve Slayton, because he is kind of shifty and has great speed like a Steve Slayton. The kid, he's tough. He's dangerous.
You know, that's one thing, Eric, you and I sometimes we date ourselves all the time. We go way back in time and we forget that some of the kids and younger people that we're talking to don't quite haven't been around on this great earth of ours long as we have to be able to talk about some of the things, players from the past.
That's true, but a good thing now though, you can give them a name like we did at the house, and you can find anything on Google.
Well, that's true. And if not, you can make it up.
Unless it locks up like mine.
Well, I'm sure with so many people on the service here tonight and here in Glendaniel, as Independence is up 39-0 with 4:37 left to go in the third quarter.
Hey, so correct me, excuse me for over-talking you. After you're up a certain amount, doesn't the clock run
in the fourth quarter? They have a run. If you're up by 35 or more,
in the fourth
they have
period.
a running fourth quarter clock. And we may have that unless Liberty would score before the fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff. 39-0 is the score in favor of Independence. They've been very impressive. And once again, they look like they will squib it, and they do. The up man will get it. He'll have, once again, excellent field position, but they've been able to start near the 40 or over the 40 almost every position. As I see a lightning coming across the way, as we're over the 40-yard line. And I'm not sure what the rule is with that either, Eric, of how they would do, if they would suspend a game, call a game, if they have to have any lengthy delay because of lightning.
Well, right now we're setting at 2 hours already at the game. Right, exactly.
So it'll be a first down on their own 41-yard line.
We're setting at we went on air at 6:45, so we're setting at 3 hours.
Yeah, we started the game at 7:40.
Yeah, so actual play 2 hours with the pregame.
Yeah, we've been here since 5:30. So anyway, it'll be a first down on their own 41-yard line for Liberty. And Eric, I think at this point of the game, you just forget about the score and just try to make some plays. And there's a running play on the far sideline in front of the Independence bench. It will gain about 3 or 4 yards, get out close to the 45-yard line.
Let's hope that the refs have their blinders on here.
Well, I mean, safety is all, as you mentioned about 2.5 hours ago, is always the most important thing.
That's true. So I see a few new numbers in for the Independence Patriots.
You're going to have to get your roster out. A second down play coming up for Liberty on their own 45.
Yes. In the backfield, in the defensive backfield, is 27, Colton Miller at the corner.
Running play, and Independence all over it. It's going to be a loss back to the 41, maybe 42-yard line.
And then at the safety position is Tyler Linksweiler.
That was Sims, and they've really done a good job. Outside of a run here or there, Sims has not really hurt them tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a great job, as we knew they would. They stacked that box, and they've stayed home for the most part, and that's the key to playing great defense against a speed back. You can't over-pursue and get out of your lane, or he will hurt you.
3rd and long, 3rd and 9 for Liberty. And they're going to try a running play, and that's not going to go anywhere. If a late flag comes in, we might have a hold.
Definitely going to be a hold.
And if it is, if it's on Liberty, which we think it is, that Independence will decline and force a punt. Clock is stopped because of the penalty at 3:09 left here in the third quarter.
Oh, they're going to call a face mask.
Well, that'll be 15 yards, and that will be enough to give them a first down.
So that will be their 3rd first down of the game, 2 on penalties.
Yeah, and big, as you were talking, Eric, we saw that big lightning strike over on the far sideline. So it's only a 5-yard penalty, and they'll replay the down. Not a fan of 5-yard face mask. Should be 15 or nothing, in my opinion. But so they'll have the ball on their own 46-yard line. And here comes to the near side. Williams will pick up a first down, get in Independence territory inside the 45 at the Independence 44-yard line.
So right now, as you stated, Independence starting to mix in a few players here and there, but Atticus Goodson is coming back in at the outside linebacker position. And my man, the big nose tackle for the Independence Patriots, is running back on the field, Brady Grimmett. I just love saying his name. He's done a great job in the middle of that field, controlling the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he has. So clock continuing to turn. 2:35 for the third quarter, 9 on the play clock. A first down for Liberty. As lightning, we can see across the way on the far sideline at the top of your screen. I don't know if you can see it on TV. Here's a give to Dodrell. He tries to get to the outside, and that's going to lose. Atticus Goodson is all over it.
And the ball comes out late, but the play was blown dead.
Yeah.
Atticus, he's a gentleman, helps up his opponent, but
yeah, he came down hard off the edge and just shut that play down. And the Progress will put the ball take it back. Progress will keep the ball on Liberty's side of the field at the 48 and be a 4-yard loss.
So this is good to see. Number 10, Judah Price, is back in for the Patriots at that free safety position.
So it'll be second down. Wow, lightning again. It could be heat lightning, though, Eric. But, no lightning is good, but that's what it could be because it's so humid here.
Yeah,
so on second down, here's the shotgun snap. And trying to go with misdirection, and that's not going to go anywhere, and that's going to lose a few more yards.
Yeah, and on the tackle, who was that on the tackle? 55. He has to come out of the game for the Patriots. Big Brady Grimmett.
Yeah, and the reason he got to come out of the game, he lost his helmet there. Yes. That's a rule. He got to come out at least one play. But that loss is going to take the ball back into Liberty territory. Third down and long. The ball on their own 49-yard line. This drive started on their 41. They got helped out with the penalty, and they had a nice little run. But now these last couple of plays are going backwards as Liberty as we approach 1:10 left, third quarter.
So there's 9 on the play clock, and are they letting it run down to take a penalty?
Well,
I'm not.
I don't know what they're doing here. They might call a timeout with 1 second on the play clock, and that's what they're going to do.
That's what they're going to do with 1:01 left in the quarter.
Yeah, 1:01 left, third quarter. Eric, I don't know if you have any other scores you might be able to update us on. You may.
Look at this scoreboard here. Well, some of these games it's just the start of the second half.
Well, a lot of them, when I've told, have had the same issue we've had of being delayed.
Yeah,
I understand the Beckley Riverside game was also delayed.
Yeah, just now started the second half, and all these other games are still the same score. Nicholas County 27, Oak Hill 19. Cabell Midland still up 28-13. And that half starting the third quarter is Beckley 21, Riverside 12. Midland Trail 21, Clay County 16, the Polka Dots 28, Nitro 7. In the fourth, Point Pleasant 22, Greenbrier East 19.
Tight game there, of course. And Nicholas County, you said they were leading Oak Hill. We'll see Nicholas County next week
County
at Shady.
Yeah. Yes.
So
just updated. It just refreshed. Nicholas County 27, Oak Hill 25 final.
Wow, so Nicholas County gets a big win. We'll see them next week as Shady is playing Tug Valley tonight.
Yes, and the Shady score is still the same.
Well, 16-0, I believe.
Yes.
Yep. So out of the
a battle down in Buffalo. Greenbrier West 14, Buffalo 14 in the third.
So out of the timeout with 1:01 left, third quarter. And we've had a series of lightning, but we've continued to play here. And it's going to be third and long for Liberty. So we'll have a receiver here to the near side, one to the top of the screen there. Out of the shotgun. Here's the snap. To throw is Williams. He looks, going deep. Going to be intercepted, maybe? Nope. It's incomplete. There was a good chance to have it intercepted.
Well, the Liberty offensive player turned into a great defensive player at the point of the attack there.
So it'll be fourth down. And, Eric, to me, fourth down, 54 seconds left, third quarter, you're down 39-0. I don't know. Maybe go ahead and go for it.
Hey, the pass play was pretty close to open there, so just draw something up, maybe a screen here.
Well, maybe, or Independence will give you a penalty and give you
something like that.
I mean, it's happened all night.
It's happened.
So they're set up to punt as Liberty.
Hey, don't be surprised. They may snap it to the up back here. You see Sims, no. Oh,
it's a bad snap.
This could be trouble.
Punters, he's in deep trouble. He does get it off.
That's going to be a negative yards punt.
Yeah, but I tell you, under the circumstances, and he gets the bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds here right there in front of the Liberty bench at the 48-yard line. But under the circumstance, Eric, that really wasn't a bad play considering everything that happened there.
He did a great job of getting it. You usually never catch that ball on a bounce like he did that second hop. So he did a great job of getting back and at least getting it off.
So Independence will start this possession at the Liberty 48-yard line. And the lightning continues to show itself across the way.
Okay.
And he'll work out of the gun. Here comes a pass play going deep. Got a man wide open, and he overthrew him.
Wow. That was Cyrus Goodson. streaking down the center of the field, and just a little more air under that, and he runs underneath it for 6.
Yeah, Cyrus Goodson was being the quarterback and trying to get the ball to Bowers, and he overthrew him.
No, you said that in reverse.
Oh.
Bowers was the quarterback and overthrew.
I beg your pardon?
Yes. New updated scoreboard here. Greensboro East has taken the lead, 32-22 over Point Pleasant in the 4th. Wyoming East is up 21-6. James Monroe 19, Sherman 8.
And here's a running play, nice hard run, close to a first down, and that Wyoming East, that's against Westside. That was a nice run by Addis Goodson, and he's near a first down. I think he might be just a little bit short. He got 9 instead of 10, and they'll put him down at the 40-yard line. So from the 40, it'll be 3rd and short. They'll run out of the pistol. Pass wide open on the far side. Price catches it inside the 30. Got some running room down inside the 20. Gets down inside the 15. Another big chunk play for the Patriots. And there was just nobody over there on him. And that was an easy pitch and catch.
And we talked about the numbers. It's a numbers game right there. And it's checkers sometimes, not chess. Bowers was able to recognize that they were playing in a soft zone. You had a slot receiver and a wide out, and he just came up and threw it in the slot, and Judah made a play.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter with your score. Independence in front, 39-0. You are watching live streaming coverage of the Raleigh County Football High School Game of the Week on Video Productions.
Mr. Burnett, continuous clock. Gotcha.
Scores to talk about? Sure. Have your dad get some scores.
We've been running a continuous clock in the 4th quarter, and the only thing that stopped us timeouts or injuries.
To you when buying windows, siding, and doors.
Is it energy savings, cost, quality, warranty, or perhaps collar options, low maintenance, service, or financing options?
Or all of the above, when the world offers it all.
We listen to your needs and go above and beyond your expectations. Schedule your free, no obligation in-home estimate by calling Window World of Beckley today.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience. 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers.
And as we start the 4th quarter, Addis Goodson takes the handoff and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. And that is how far was that? 15 yards. So that'll be a 15-yard touchdown for Addis Goodson. And that will be a 4-play, 48-yard drive as Goodson gets into the end zone to make it 45-0. And the rule is if you have a 35-point lead as they go for 2, and Goodson will get into the end zone for the 2-point run to make it 47-0. But, Eric, the rule in high school football, which is a National High School Federation rule, that if one team are up by at least 35 points into the 4th quarter, it's a running 4th quarter clock.
And it's a continuous running clock, and the only thing can stop it is a timeout or a player injury or lightning.
In the 4th quarter, with 10:55 to go, Goodson gets into the end zone again, this time from 15 out. And he runs in the 2-point play, and it's 47-0. The drive was 4 plays and 48 yards.
Yeah, Independence has done a lot right. The only thing I keep reiterating is to clean up the penalties.
Right, and they've had big plays. Look at this. Their drive.
Chunk plays.
4 plays, 68 yards. 5 plays 74 yards, 6 plays 65 yards, 3 plays 29 yards, 5 plays 54 yards, 4 plays 66 yards, and now 4 plays 48 yards. So the longest touchdown drive has been 6 plays. It's been 6 plays or under on their touchdown drives, no matter from what distance.
And if you think about all these, every drive out of what 6 out of 4 out of the 6, Judah Price has had a chunk play, meaning something very explosive. Whether one catch on that drive, he caught it and took it 20, 25, 27 yards. He's just a weapon. And to add in with, dangerous Atticus, because he can score from anywhere on the field.
So the clock will continue to run. You can see it there on your screen. We're down to 9:24. Here's the short kickoff. Liberty's going to get the ball once again up over the 40, where they pretty much have started all night long, just not been able to do really anything with it. And they'll start this drive on their own 41-yard line. So Independence has been very impressive tonight, Eric, on both sides of the ball. And they've done it with the running game. The line was worked well up front. They've done it in the passing game, and they played really good defense.
And the thing they can improve on is in the passing game. They've missed a couple touchdowns.
Yep.
So and it's good to know that you have 45 points up and you've had 2 touchdowns called back, missed 3 extra points. And, I mean, a lot to work on.
And 47 points on the board.
Yeah, that's right.
47. Yep. So here comes the first down play.
2-point conversion.
Yep. From the 41. Liberty trying to run it. Dodrell trying to get to the edge, and it's not going to happen.
A great play by linebacker. Is that Carson? Oh, Harvey.
Yep.
You can tell he's fresh. He's one of the few players that just plays one side of the ball, and he's a little winded and he's down right now. But when that ball was snapped, he's everywhere.
Yeah, he was able. You could tell the speed that Independence has, and I think even Coach Lilly told us. He said, when they were scrimmaging Bluefield that day, they may not have Bluefield's speed,
but
they've got good speed, and they got good athletes, and they've showed it here tonight. This has really been no contest in this game, and Liberty has continued to play hard and work, but they've just been really outmatched here tonight. Second down play, quarterback will keep it. And he'll get over the 40. Williams maybe out to the 41, maybe the 42, depending on where they put him down at. Looks like the 42-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
So right here at the Liberty Raiders, you're just really playing for a lot of pride right now. You don't want to get goose-egged in a rivalry game, so they're going to do everything they can to try to get in the end zone.
And Eric, with the way the clock is turning, 7:15 turning, this may be their last chance to score because they may not get the ball back if they don't, if they don't score on this drive.
Exactly. So if they go 3 and out here, look for them to not. Like
well,
you said,
I don't think they'll punt. I think this is all or nothing. They're going to go for it.
Yeah,
I
all
think
or nothing
so.
Here.
But they need to hurry. They're down to only 4 on the play clock, and they're probably going to have to call a timeout because they don't want to cost themselves 5 yards, and that's what they'll have to do. So the clock will stop on the timeout with 6:51 left in the game and a 47-0 lead by Independence. In our post-game show, we'll recap the scoring plays. We'll have the stats and tell you about our next broadcast. We look forward to that. But, Eric, our first game video production, all in all, I think it's been good. We're working on about a 2.5 hour game. Yeah. But all in all, there may have been a little kinks to begin with. We got the bugs worked out. We had a little lightning. I mean, we had a little bit of everything, right? First week, considering everything, I think everything's been great.
It's been a great broadcast. It's very enjoyable. And like we talked about earlier, I just love to watch high school football or any kind of football, but to be able to come and help be a part of a good broadcast, I'm all for it.
And the great people we work with, I want to tip my hat to Chris Farish, our stat man, and Andrew Bolin, our producer. I really appreciate in all the hard work that they've provided and how they've tried to make us look as good as we can look, Eric.
Yeah. And that's a tall task,
Without them, you and I just really are nothing. I mean,
exactly.
without and Andrew Boland's done an excellent job. Without his excellent production skills, we wouldn't be able to provide this for all the people out there. So we appreciate that. Nice hard work and great job by Andrew Boland tonight, and also from our stat man, Chris Ferris. Really appreciate it. So out of the timeout, it's a third down play for Liberty. Lightning there as they want to run the ball to Sims. He's over the 45, and Eric, he's going to be about 3 or 4 yards short, but no question I would think they would go for it here.
Oh, yes, and that inside handoff, that's one of the positive plays. It's a little slow developing, but Sims does a great job of just really punching it up inside and getting tough yards against this stout Independence defense.
So they're going to need about 3 yards, it looks like. They're going to have to cross midfield there. They have the ball on the there's major lightning over there. They have the ball on their own 47. They got to cross midfield. Clock's turning. We're under 6 minutes for the game. And I feel this is probably, if Liberty doesn't cash in here, Eric, they probably won't get the ball back. And they run the ball, and it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, got a first down.
Right at the marker. That's a nice hard run and a first down. Dodder was able to pick it up. And it'll be at the Independence 48-yard line.
So good for them. They keep it going, and maybe they can get something positive to end this game on there. So the Raiders maybe can get it down and get in the end zone.
You know, Liberty's probably looking back, and, I mean, there's a lot of things about this game, and there's no one play, but one of the plays when they were down, and like I said, they had a chance to hit the pass play, and they dropped it, and I think the score was maybe 19-0 at the time. And if they could have got in the end zone, maybe that could have changed a little bit, but really Independence really dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
On both sides of the football, and that's where it was won up front.
Thundering coming down. He's going to be sacked back to the 45-yard line. As Williams had no chances. We're under 5 minutes, the clock continuing to run. And
Independence has made wholesale changes to the defense.
Yeah. Here. So it'll be a second down play for Liberty. The ball back at the 47-yard line. And, you know, Eric, we figure with the clock turning the way it is with 4:40, even though we've had lightning far away, we figure we can't finish the game. We've gotten this far.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah,
well, might as well ride it out.
I think we can finish the game. So here's a second and long coming up for Liberty. And they'll work out of the shotgun, out of the pistol set. There's the snap. They'll pitch the ball to Sims. He's trying to go wide, and he's not going to have nowhere to go, and that'll be another loss, and that'll be back inside the 45, back to looks like about the 44-yard line and bring up third and long.
And so this is what's impressive to me right now, Maris, with this Independence defense. You have one starter out there, and that would be Jordan Harvey, 36. The rest, in Cyrus Goodson, the corner.
Right.
The rest of these guys are ninth graders and sophomores, and they're out there battling and trying not to give up a score.
Right, give them some experience. The Friday night lights. Third and long coming up for Liberty. Have the ball on their own 44. Out of the shotgun they work. Pistol set. Going to run the ball straight ahead. Nice little run out near midfield to bring up fourth down. And with 3.5 to go on the clock running, I would think no question that Liberty would go for it here.
Yeah, and here, if you don't pick this up, if you're Liberty Raiders, pretty sure Independence can just kneel it out, couldn't they?
Yeah, they could. Actually, the game really would be over. You're right.
Yeah.
They really wouldn't have to run another play.
They wouldn't have to run another play.
I guess they would because of the play clock, but
right.
You're right. They could kneel it because the clock, doesn't stop. But it's going to be a fourth down play from their own 49-yard line.
Getting to that old formation called, what's it called, the victory formation?
Yeah. If that's your team, that's the favorite formation that if that's the team you're rooting for or that's the team you're coaching. So on the fourth down play, they have the ball, Liberty does, on their own 49-yard line. It's fourth and long. They got to get inside the Independence 40. Probably going to see a pass play here as Williams takes the snap, drops back to throw, sits in the pocket. The pocket starts to collapse. He starts to move out, and he's going to get sacked.
There's that guy, Jordan Harvey.
So
Jordan Harvey. If we're heading out a defensive trophy, he's definitely getting one.
Well, Eric, something that you had said earlier, and so true, that the Independence really has spread the wealth around. And there's numerous players that you could really give the Pioneer Bank most valuable player of the game to.
That is true, but yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns, and I pronounced it my pick in the third quarter, and I'm going to give you my reasoning. Atticus has had a few called back, but Judah Price has really ignited this offense.
So who's the guy? Price you're giving it to?
Yes, he gets my vote.
All right. Well, I'm not going to argue with that. We'll talk to our stat man. How about we got our stat man, Chris Ferris. Chris, are you on board with that pick? Chris says he is. So if Chris Ferris tells me that that's it, then that's all I need to know.
And I appreciate that, but because it's the quality and the quantity that he had. He didn't have a lot of touches, but every touch that he had
made something
was
happen
very
big.
explosive.
Yeah. So we got. Eric, as we were in that break, we just come up and they wanted to know who we voted for. I said Eric voted for it. No, but yeah. I agreed. And so, Eric, really, you're the analyst. You're the one to break it down. There's nothing everything you said was nothing I would disagree with.
Exactly.
Everything you said.
You got
right.
what you were going to get out of Atticus.
Right.
I mean, and that's not taking anything away from him.
So a lot of new players into the game as Independence just going to run the ball straight ahead. And that's a nice gain. Down to the 30-yard line.
And let's give this little player his recognition. That's Tyler Linkswaller, 10th grader, 5'9", 155-pounder. You got J.D. Monroe in there, number 30, playing a little quarterback.
And I know that number 30.
That number 30.
That's a little special to you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a little special to me. That's a great number there.
Here's a student body right, a sweep to the far side. And a nice hit by the Liberty defender. And we've got an Independence player down. I can't see the number of the lineman there inside the 30-yard line, but what a hit.
What a hit. That was
the far side.
Hey, I like to see these young guys go at it.
And I'm not sure if that's a cramp or he got his leg rolled up. I don't want to speculate. I didn't see. It was it looks like a lineman that was blocking down the field on the sweep to the far side.
Yeah, let's just hope it's a cramp. But like you said, we didn't really see it. So.
Yeah, I was watching the ball. I wasn't watching the play inside, and so hope the young man's going to be okay. But Eric, let's see if you can catch us up on some scores if you can, while we got this little break right here.
21-12 in the third still for the Beckley Flying Eagles, and no new updates on any of the other games. They're still status quo. So the only one's gone final was the Nicholas County game. It's 27-25.
Nicholas County beat Oak Hill.
Yeah, and Greenbrier East once again turned the tide. They're up 32-22. In the fourth quarter at Point Pleasant, and that's a tough place to go and play.
Yeah, and speaking of Nicholas County, we'll see them next week when they travel to Shady.
Yes, so Nicholas County's probably going to roll in with another good team.
So the ball is down at the 30-yard line, and the clock running. Really, Independence could, as you mentioned, they could take a couple of knees. The clock's rolling. They really don't have to run it. They could just take a couple of knees and actually probably one knee. Yeah. We have two because they're down to 7 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of new faces in. So
they might get a delay of game here.
Yeah, where the play clock is at, delay of game.
They get a delay of game.
Unless they didn't reset it, they're just going to let it play out.
Yeah, they're going to run the ball. And really, that could be the last play of the game. They really wouldn't have to run it again.
Okay, Greenbrier East game just went final, 32-22. Good job by the Greenbrier East Spartans. To pull off the win on the road, and significant win because that will be Beckley's next opponent next week.
Next Friday. Beckley and East this should be the last play of the game, I would think it would be. Quarterback will keep it, and he'll get down inside the 25, and that should do it. As Independence will win this game, as they'll shut out Liberty by the score of 47-0. Once again, your final score is Independence 47 and Liberty nothing. We'll take a break, come back, and we'll recap the game as you are watching live streaming coverage of the Raleigh County High School Football Game of the Week on Video Productions.
College football player, I realize that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall at West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Motley's Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Motley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Motley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Motley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
And we welcome you back to Glenn Daniel here on the campus of Liberty High School. Final score, Independence has defeated Liberty 47-0. And this is how it got that way, as Independence scored the first 3 times they had the ball. A 4-play, 68-yard drive, got a 53-yard run from Price. PAT good, 7-0. Then Goodson had a 1-yard run. The PAT was no good, 13-0. That was a 5-play, 74-yard drive. And then the final touchdown of the first quarter for Independence was a Phelan 5-yard touchdown run coming off a 6-play, 65-yard drive, and it was 19-0 at the end of the first quarter in favor of Independence. In the second quarter, it was Bauer with a 3-yard run. It was a 3-play, 29-yard drive, and that was the halftime score, 25-0. Into the third quarter, it was Goodson with a 17-yard run, a 5-play, 54-yard drive, made it 31-0. Then Price added a 48-yard run in the third quarter, a 4-play, 66-yard drive, made it 39-0. And then in the fourth quarter, Goodson added another score with a 15-yard run, a 4-play, 48-yard drive, 47-0, the final score. We'll take a break, come back, and Eric will have the individual totals of tonight's big win for Independence as you are watching live streaming coverage of Raleigh County High School football on Video Productions.
Huggins here at your local Little General store. As I travel this great state, it's nice to know that almost anywhere I go, there's a local Little General nearby. So the next time you're on the road, look for the Little General sign and tell them Hugs sent you.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was backing up.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We welcome you back to Liberty High School here in Glen Daniel, West Virginia. I'm Maris Lowry along with Eric Thomas, and also our engineer and producing tonight is Andrew Boland. Our stat man's Chris Farish. And speaking of stats, Eric, you have the stats on a very impressive 47-0 Independence win.
Yeah, and the score is indicative of how the stats laid out here, Maris. Total yards for the Liberty Raiders, 54. And they were led by, Sims. He had 9 rushes for 34 yards. Dodrell had 12 for 12 carries, 12 yards. That was the extent of their offense.
Yeah, because at halftime they had 46 yards, and they only ended up with 54 for the game.
And I think they may have 4 or 5 first downs, and 4 of them were by penalties. Yeah, but on the flip side, Independence Patriots finished with 463 total yards. They were led on the ground by Atticus Goodson. He had 160 yards on 19 totes. They had 390 yards rushing. But this is the pioneer player of the game, and this is the reason that I voted for him, and we all agreed on it. Judah Price carried the ball 4 times for 153 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. And he had 1 catch for 25 yards. So every play, he touched the ball 5 times and produced 178 yards of offense.
Big time plays.
So that's why my vote went that way. And to round out the rushing, Logan Phelan only played 2 quarters, and he had 58 yards rushing on 7 carries. And Linksweiler, young man, came in, carried 3 times for 19 yards for a total of 390. In the passing game, Bowers completed 1 out of 2 for 25 yards, and Logan Phelan was 1 out of 2, so they were 2 for 4 in the passing game for 73 yards. So pretty efficient there for a total of 463 yards. And your leading receiver was Bowers with 45 and Price with 1 reception for 25. And if you think about this Independence offense, just to close this out, Cyrus Goodson is another one of their stars, and they just missed him for 6. So there's a lot of room for improvement for a team that just scored 47 points.
Right, and you're speaking of Cyrus Goodson, and we know the caliber player he is, and he really didn't make that kind of impact, if any impact tonight, but we know he is capable of doing so.
Yeah, so moving forward, you look for him probably in the poker game. They're going to have to find a way to utilize his talents and get him mixed in. But that's a great problem for Coach John H. Lilly to have that many weapons at his disposal.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that poker game in a little bit, and actually a little bit meaning next week, but we got to talk about next week's game first. And I got an update that Shady was ahead 42-0 against Tug Valley. So Shady winning big tonight, and we'll be at Shady next week. Nicholas County beat Oak Hill 27-25, so both teams will come in there on a high note, 1-0, and as they always say, you can't win them all till you win the first one. Well, both of those have done it, and that should be a battle next week. But before we talk about – we'll get into a little bit more next week in a second, but we'll just put the final touches on this one, Eric, as Independence wins 47-0. They go to 1-0. Liberty falls to 0-1.
Yeah, the final touches on this is Independence played a great game, a lot of room for improvement, and I just hope – that they can get some of those injured guys back. Moving forward, you need Logan Phelan both offensively and defensively. I don't know how serious his injury was, but it also showed their depth with Trey Bowers, a young sophomore, coming in, and they really didn't miss a beat offensively. So on the flip side of that, and that defense is just it's nasty. So.
Yeah. Well, my takeaway of all the good things was resulted because Independence dominated on both sides of the ball. They dominated up front on the line of scrimmage.
Yes, the drummers, when we set the stage, that big offensive line and that defensive line really controlled the line of scrimmage, and they kept Liberty on their heels. They never had a positive play probably in the first quarter. So.
All right, now we switch gears to next week. Just a quick take. It'll be Nicholas County 1-0 coming to Shady 1-0. We'll be over there at H.B. Thomas Field, and, of course, they've got turf, and looking forward to that next Friday night. As far as I know, that is a 7:30 kick, which means we'll air at 7:15.
And that will be a great game. I'm looking forward to that game. Nicholas County always brings a good ball club. We had a chance to watch them a couple years back where you go and watch middle school games with me. They had a really good quarterback, really good running game. So those guys probably transitioning to high school. I knew they would be a good team, so I'm anxious to see what they bring to the table.
Looking forward to that. We appreciate our stat man, Chris Farish, working extra hard tonight, making Eric and I try to be as the best as we can be. We appreciate that for Chris. Also, we appreciate the skill and the hard work of Andrew Boland producing tonight. And Eric, once again, glad to be back working with you, and we had a lot of fun tonight. It's the first game, and I don't think we had really glitches, I wouldn't call it. We just had some hiccups because of the weather and started late, but overall I thought it went well.
Hey, it's been a long time coming. We do this all the time anyway. We just sit and we can talk to ourselves and call a game. It's been a great experience. It's been good working with Andrew and Evan, right, the cameraman. Yeah,
Evan, I don't want to leave.
We got to get a shout out to my main man right there. So it's been a great experience, and I'm looking forward to calling these games and bringing you the best game of the week in Raleigh County.
Well, 1 down and 10 more to go in the regular season. And once again, the final score, Independence defeats Liberty by the score of 47-0. You've been watching live streaming coverage of the Raleigh County High School football game of the week on